So like I said, please stop, okay. Stop writing on the screen. I'm appealing to you. We are all adults. Okay, like I said, we sincerely apologize for the delay. So thank you very much for staying with us, and thank you for your patience, understanding, and continue committed. This morning session is special, and it is important to recognize a major partner who has made it possible for more officers to join this program. On behalf of the Public Service Knowledge Hub, we extend our sincere appreciation to the Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria, Lagos State chapter, for their collaboration and sponsorship support towards the expansion of our Zoom capacity. If you are regular, let me say students on this platform, you know that our capacity before is less than 1,000, with maximum 500. But due to the support of the association, our union, they support the capacity to now 1,000 capacity. This has enabled many more eligible officers to participate in this 2026 promotional tutorial series. We thank the union leadership for this selfless commitment to staff development and knowledge empowerment. At this point, it is my honor and privilege to invite the chairman of Association Lagos Chapter to address the participants. Mr. Balogun, are you on this call, sir?
Mr. Balogun.
I'm coming. I'm trying to look for him. I don't think Mr. Balogun will be able to make it here, but let me try Olusegun. Mr. Balogun is not on the call. I'm not sure. Is any union representative here on the call? Please signify by raise your hand up so that you can, on behalf of the union, to just any union member. Okay. Okay, in absence of that, let's go straight to the class. Like I said, we thank the chairman and the entire union members for your continuous support and inspiring the world. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are now set for today's lecture. Excuse me.
Sorry, sir.
Thank you. Okay, today's topic, it's very, very important and aligned with Civil Service Commission area of concentration towards the 2026 promotion exercise. Mastering the financial regulation, practical guide for promotion success in the Lagos State Public Service. You might see different topic, but still read the same thing. Because this call is impromptu call for our facilitator, but it's because our facilitator is one of the pioneer stakeholder of Public Service Knowledge Hub, the grassroots, one of the founder. of the Public Service Knowledge Hub. So he has to squeeze his time and said, no, Mr. Jami, no, this is my call. I will honor you for today. As stated in the Civil Service Commission Promotion Circular Financial Regulation, specifically Chapter 1, 3, 20 and 25, are core area concentration for the 2026 promotion exercise. So this session will guide us toward handling CBT question, written assessment, interview scenario, practical application in our MDAs. To lead us today, we are privileged to have a seasoned professional, Mr. Rasul Taiwo, FCA, CPA in Britain. I don't want to dwell much on his brief, so because of the time. So Mr. Rasul is a fellow chartered accountant, certified public financial accountant in UK, financial management expert, and is the author of Service Companion. At me, if you can see my screen, Mr. Rasul, are you seeing my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can see your
Okay,
screen,
it
sir.
means everybody are seeing my screen. So I purposely display this book so that you will see this book, and I will advise you to go for this book. Like I said, he is the author of Service Companion, a guide for public servants, the widely used reference book for preparing for internal and promotion examinations, contain over 1,000 question and answer on PSR, financial regulation, government policies, reform, and general knowledge. I think you can agree with me now that in any area of question that they want to, irrespective of your cadre, if you have a copy of this book, well detailed, I can tell you for free that even those who want to apply for permanent secretary position, call me behind and request for this book. This book we have sold more than 10,000 copies. If not, yes, more than 10,000 copies for you to know the significance of this book. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our distinguished facilitator, Mr. Rasul Taiwo, FCA, CPA, Britain. Sir, welcome on board, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful for all your support, especially on this project. And I also thank all the audience for their patience and understanding. Thank you very much, sir. So without taking your time, I want to appeal that we should try as much as possible to be asking questions so that we'll be covering a lot of areas. So questions during session like this as a way of guiding us to hit the nail on the head. So I'm Rasul Taiwo, and we'll be looking at financial regulations, focusing on the requirements of the SEAP 2026, SEAP, Structured Evaluation and Assessment Program. Okay, so the requirements for this year is that we should cover chapter 1, chapter 3, chapter 20, and 25. Those 4 chapters cover all levels and all cadres. Okay, so straight to the point. Why financial regulations? Each of us here will have noticed that most times they'll be asking us questions about financial regulation. Okay, the learning outcome is that at the end of this session, participants will be able to recognize the importance of financial regulation as part of the rules of engagement in the public service-wide. Okay, so you will notice that most times they always ask us about financial regulation for promotion, exam, for interview, and for different purposes. And you'll be wondering, why are they always asking about financial regulation? Why not other subjects? Why financial regulations? Okay, one of the major reasons is that in any environment, there are rules of engagement. There are rules of engagement, and these rules of engagement provide guidance to the participants, to those who are involved in carrying out tasks and participating in activities in that particular environment. So if you look at public service rule, they told us that financial regulations should be seen as tool, our working tool, as a working. In fact, there was a place in public service that said that when you are handing over office, one of the things you should hand over is financial regulations. You can see how important you should see it like as equipment, a tool that you use, office tools. Okay, so it's something that we can't do without. Another reason is that many people wishes to get to the peak of their career, and as we move up the career ladder, our job functions and roles, our responsibilities will be changing. We will be metamorphosizing into a manager, regardless of your discipline, whatever you study, whatever your initial job schedule at the point of first appointment, whatever you study, whatever you're employed for, you will be changing gradually to a manager. Okay, you will be becoming an administrator, I mean public administrator, manager of resources, human resource. Remember the 5 M's we always talk about? Um, Man, money, machine, material, and methodologies. Okay, you'll be managing those resources. You'll be moving from being a doer to becoming a thinker, from the level of implementation to the level of directorship. So when you are rising to become a director, you are transforming into a manager. One of the things you must have as a manager is financial knowledge. It's very, very important for your survivor to sustain your success, whatever success you have achieved in it. For you to sustain that level, you must have financial knowledge for many reasons. So that is that. So at that level, you will be seeing the good side of bureaucracy. Remember that many people, they always say negative things about bureaucracy, but to some of us, bureaucracy is not a bad thing. Bureaucracy provides structure, guidance. It is what is helping us to sustain this beautiful system called the public service. Without bureaucracy, people will have manipulated everything. So it is bureaucracy is okay. There's nothing wrong with bureaucracy. There's nothing really, really fundamentally wrong with our public service. Whatever we do here is being done around the world. It's just that we just have a lot of people that need to learn more, that need to be reformed. So that is it. For example, in advanced countries, civil servants don't talk anyhow in the public. They don't write anyhow on social media. They are cultured human beings. They are modest in all ramification. So whatever we're doing here is part of the public service culture all over the world. And so our thinking ought to be changing as we are moving up in the career ladder. So that is that. So we say why financial regulation. Please let me move on with the slides, sir. The next two, please. Okay, why financial? So the parable of a vehicle. Thank you. That's okay. Yes, the parable of a vehicle. When people say life is a journey, I am one of the people that always tell them that then public service is a vehicle. It's a vehicle because in a vehicle, different people that doesn't have anything in common but vehicle, public vehicle, and they exist at different times for different purpose at different locations. So it is like a vehicle. In this vehicle, we are all passengers and we have pilots. Then we have a number of captains that drive the process. Okay, so the public service should be seen as a vehicle that has mirrors. We have two side mirrors. Those two mirrors, the way we describe is one of our publication is that the one of the mirror is public service rule or administrative guidelines. The other mirror is financial rules or financial regulations. A good driver, even a good passenger, should be watchful. Whatever you want to do, wherever you want to turn, you have to watch the two mirrors. We also have a front mirror, which is pronouncement. Pronouncement. You must follow up with pronouncement, whether it's written or not. Whatever the leadership of the public service say, if the governor come out to say anything, if a commissioner say anything in public, it has become authoritative. You must comply with it. So that is that. Then the focal points. Our focus for today, as I said earlier on, is will be chapter 1, 3, 20, and 25. Chapter 1 is the introduction. Chapter 3 is expenditure. Chapter 20 is vehicles, and chapter 25 is loss of fund. Okay, so that is that. So financial authorities. Next slide, sir. Financial authorities. Financial authorities. So financial authorities are just documents. They are documents that provide guidance, that guide and empower public servants in their day-to-day official operations or activities. So, what is an authority? A policeman enter a compound and arrested somebody. Then the man was asking, where is the arrest warrant? In this country of ours, you do not need an arrest warrant. If you check the ID card of a police officer, at the back of the ID card, it has been stated that this ID card is serving as an arrest warrant. So if something happens suddenly and a policeman doesn't need to go to the DPO or anywhere to get letter to come and arrest the culprit, no, the ID card will suffer. So there are some document that is standing in for us as authority to perform certain tasks, to do certain things. If you want to help me to increase my salary, it has to be based on certain circular or gazette or public service rule. So that means or financial regulation, those things I mentioned will now become authority, and that talks about finances or financial matters, and therefore they are samples of financial authority. Let me give another. Let's start from the list we have on our screen. The 1999 Constitution is a financial authority. It is a law that must be obeyed, and it talks about financial matters, and therefore it is a financial authority. Why did we say that? Example, all of us have been hearing about consolidated revenue fund. Consolidated revenue fund. It was created by the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. Okay, when we say accountant general, it cannot be changed unless you want to change the constitution of Nigeria. That name, that nomenclature cannot be changed. When we say auditor general, it was specifically mentioned in the constitution. For you to change that name or to change the functions of that office or the tenure, method of appointment, method of removal, qualification, all those things are specifically mentioned in the constitution. So if the constitution can talk about monetary matters or financial matters, therefore the constitution is also a financial authority. Another example is the appropriation law. Let us remind ourselves that at the state level you use law, but federal government use act. So federal government will say appropriation act, procurement act, pension act. So, but state government will say appropriation law. So, the meaning of appropriation law is just the budget that has been approved, passed into law by the House of Assembly. The name will change to appropriation law. We should also note that they can call it annual estimate or approved budgets and so on and so forth. Okay, so everything about budget is mainly about financial matters, and the budget is a law, so it's an example of operation law. Another one is warrants. Warrants are issued by the Honorable Commissioner of Finance to the Accountant General, instructing the Accountant General to release funds for various MDA. The other one is financial regulations, which are issued by the Minister of Finance for all states in Nigeria to comply with, including the federal government itself. However, it is important for us to always bear in mind that Nigeria is a federation. In a federation, each state is like a country. That's the way the United States of America operates. The state of New York is like a country. So over there, local government can have airports in the US, even in the UK too. So each state will be operating like a country. They can make their own law. That is what I'm saying. So it means that there could be deviation, there could be variance. Oh, so that's okay. Let me give you an example of what I'm trying to say. There was a time somebody was asking, is warrant legal or illegal? So our own answer that we used to give them is that warrant is not allowed in Lagos State. It doesn't mean that warrant is not allowed everywhere in Nigeria. Every state has the power to make their. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about virement. Virement. I'm sorry about that. Virement. Virement. Okay. Virement, is virement legal or illegal? We say that Nigeria is a federation. Each state has power to make its own law. So it could be illegal in some states, while it could be legal in some other states. So that is that. Another one is Treasury Circular. Remember, the Office of Accountant General is called Treasury Office. The Office of Accountant General is called Treasury Office. The Office of Accountant General is called Treasury Office. And so circulars issued by that office is referred to as Treasury Circulars. So one of the things that or instruments that are used to amend our regulations generally is a treasury circular. When, for example, if the government decides to be spending Bitcoin tomorrow and is not captured under financial regulation, then the account general will now issue circular in respect of that. During COVID-19, when there's need to make certain adjustments, circulars were issued to adjust certain rules. So treasury circular is a financial authority. Official gazette, which is official notification of government. When any position of the government is gazetted, it becomes authoritative. It has been like the ironclad. Okay, we have procurement law. Procurement law is also an example. Pension law is also an example of financial authorities. Please, next slide, sir. I want us all to look at. I want us all to look at this.
Are you still with us, sir? Unmute yourself, sir.
Hello, sir.
Are you still? Okay, we can hear you now, sir.
Okay. I just
You are on, sir.
Hello. Okay. Thank you
Okay,
very much.
yes, sir.
So I
Yes.
want us to run through few questions here. As we move on, we'll be looking at a number of questions. Okay. So this one say, which of this is an example of financial authorities? So let us see what people write. Which of these is an example of financial authority? Please type on the chat box. Let's see your response. 1, schedule of duty. 2, internal memo. 3, financial registration. And 4, none of the above. Which one is the answer, please? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. D, the answer is D. So this question is just testing whether we are attentive to what was written there. So the correct answer should be like financial regulation, but the option given is financial registration. So when people are doing exam, including CBT, they're always in hurry because of time. Quality also matter, not just speed. So the correct answer should be financial regulations or any of those documents we mentioned earlier on, and not financial registration. And therefore, the answer to this question is none of the above. There is no answer there. The next slide, sir. The next slide, sir. So another question is which of the following serves as general rules used by all states in Nigeria? Which of the following serves as general rules used by all states in Nigeria? The next slide, sir. The next slide, sir. Hello, sir. Thank you. Options: Treasury Circular, Official Gazette, Warrant, Financial Regulations. What is our answer? Please respond. Your responses. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. We've seen the response. The correct answer is C. The correct answer is C. Okay, correct. It is final. I've said it earlier on. So this question are also testing what we have said, the preceding discussion. So the questions are also testing preceding discussion. Whenever you see a question, it is a kind of recap of what we have said before. Okay. So another thing that this question is testing is that there are some people that will be looking for problem that is not there. When they give you question, you create your own question in your mind. Look at the question. The options A, B, D, C. So that one should not give us headache. It's not a mistake, it's deliberate. So they can deliberately scatter the options and you will be arguing with yourself. There is mistake in that question. That one is not your problem. Oh. If there is mistake in question, it's not your problem. Face the what we are there to do. We are not there to be correcting mistakes. So the correct answer is C, but it was placed as the last option like D. So the next one, sir, the next option, sir. Okay, the next question is a document issued by the Honorable Commissioner of Finance to instruct the AG to release funds. Let's see the options. Let's see people's response. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A lot of people did well on this. Okay, the warrant is a document issued. Warrant is a document. Warrant is a document issued by the Honorable Commissioner of Finance to instruct the Accountant General to release funds to various MDAs as appropriated, as budgeted. When you say as appropriated, it means as budgeted or as provided in the approved budget. That's the meaning of as appropriated. The next one, sir. Okay, now we'll be talking about financial responsibilities. Financial responsibilities. Before we move on, I would like to remind all of us that you and I, each of us individually and collectively, we have a role to play financially in the public service. So we say by virtue of provision of chapter 21 of financial, chapter 21 or chapter 22, it was clearly stated that that every officer has financial responsibilities. It's called pecuniary responsibilities. So they are responsibilities specified for you under financial regulation, no matter your cadre, no matter your level, no matter your schedule, no matter your MDA, you have financial. Let me give you an example. In your office, there are some equipment. In your office, there are some tools. In your office, there are some resources that belongs to the government. Financial regulation assumes that you are the security officer in charge of that item. So don't let anybody tell you that the desktop is not working. The chair is not good again. Let's throw it away. Don't throw it away. It's not your problem. It's not your responsibility. Leave it, whether it is working or not. Face your work and make sure nothing misses in your office. If you don't believe me, when you get back to your office, look up on the wall. There is a green paper, a card. They wrote inventory board on that card. The number of table, the number of keyboard, the number of desktop, the number of chairs, the number of fans, the number of bulb in your office has been written in that card. And a copy is with the store officer. An internal auditor also knew about it, signed on that paper. So it means if they come to your office, when you get to your office, please check again. Count the number of items and count what you have. Make sure it corresponds with what you have in your office. If you have a desktop or you have a table or chair that you brought from your house, take it, but don't. And if you are bringing it, let everybody. The store officer must know. The accountant must know. The head of admin must know. When you are bringing personal belongings for office use, they have to know about it. So that is otherwise they have become government property. Okay. Now, as we move on, still on financial responsibilities. So, according to Chapter 1, Section 2 of Financial Regulation, the government, sorry, the president has delegated his financial responsibilities to the Minister of Finance. And we say earlier on that we're in a federation. Therefore, in a federation, the state will replicate what the federal is doing with little modification based on the needs of their people. Therefore, if the federal government has concerned revenue fund, we in the states, we also have concerned revenue fund. If the federal government has judiciary, the state and the local government will. If the federal government has House of Parliament, like the National Assembly, the state and the local government will also have House of Assembly, like the councillors and the state House of Assembly members, and so on and so forth. Therefore, financially
Hello,
too,
sir.
we tend to. Hello, I'm with
Hello,
you, sir.
sir.
Yes, sir, I'm with you,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Before you proceed, sir, someone private chat me that she can't see the screen. Please, can you please use your emojis so that we know that you are seeing the screen, please?
Oh.
Or use the chat box to confirm that you are seeing the screen so that we know where the problem lies. Oh, seen. Okay. 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 Thank you. That's all right. That's all right. Go ahead, sir. I think the problem is from the person's end. Sorry,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Go ahead,
Okay.
sir.
Me too, I'm using your screen. That's how what's up. I'm using your screen now.
Okay.
Mm, we say accountant. We say that the governor has um, 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 delegated his financial responsibilities mainly to the Commissioner of Finance, and so there are some functions that require specific knowledge of accounting and finance. They have been devolved to the Commissioner for Finance. The same thing at the federal level, Minister of Finance and the President. It's specifically written under Financial Agreement in Chapter 1, if you say Part 2 of Chapter 1. Okay. And so, therefore, the governor will be directing the Commissioner of Finance to give direction to the Accountant General. You can see the responsibilities. Okay. So the role of accountant general is more specific. So accountant general must be a chartered accountant with years of experience in the public service. The Commissioner of Finance will have good knowledge of accounting and finance. He may not be an accountant. The president or the governor can be any qualified citizen, regardless of your level of education or your discipline. Doesn't matter. We are all human. We are citizens. So that is that. Now, we say accountant general, auditor general. We have people in the House of Assembly. Now, let me say the honorable members of the House of Assembly. So there are some of them that have been selected because of their exposure to accounting and finance. They have a committee. That committee is called PAC, Public Account Committee. Now, if you have a private company, if you have a private organization, you have an accountant working under you, or working on your behalf there. You now get an auditor to audit that system. The auditor will now provide the report to you, not the accountant. Therefore, when the Auditor General audits government accounts, he will write report on that account, then he will send the report to the Nigerian public. Nigerian public cannot sit together in one single hall. So they have elected people to represent them, members of the House of Assembly. The members of the House of Assembly, it's not compulsory for them to study accounting or finance or economics. Therefore, they select people who have knowledge. They call them PAC, Public Account Committee. They will review the report, they will issue query, they will do investigation if need be on behalf of the whole house, report to the house. So that is that. So let's recap that area again. So when we say financial responsibility, the major areas, the most serious set of financial responsibility lies among these officers that we're talking about, the accountant general. So if you look at financial regulation, the meaning of accountant general was defined based on two keywords: the head of government the head of government accounting services, and treasury. That is why the office of accountant general is also called treasury or treasury office. Treasury or treasury office. Okay, so that is that. Please note that the office of accountant general is also like a parastatal on its own. Remember, it is under Ministry of Finance. I don't want to waste our time on that, but let me just quickly say a few things in that area. Under the Ministry of Finance, we have three permanent secretaries. The combination of all of them is what we call Ministry of Finance under one commissioner. So we have the Accountant General, we have who is the PS of STO, we have the PS of Ministry of Finance, and we have the PS of DMO, Debt Management Office. Let us leave that one there. Now, we have Accountant General, Auditor General, we have Accounting Officer, then we have Sub-Accounting Officers, we have Revenue Collector, we have Impress Holder, and we have Officer Controlling Expenditure. So apart from you and I, these people have serious financial responsibilities, a major one, very, very sensitive one, that are specifically written. Their roles, their powers, and duties are specifically written in financial regulation. It's not a matter of somebody is giving you the job description or schedule of duty. So they are, so that is that. So accountant general is the accountant of the government. And therefore, if you were asked what are the duties and responsibilities of accountant general, if you don't if you don't remember what to say, just take your mind to your own business. Then think about what your accountant will do for you. Your accountant will prepare your accounts. Your accountant will help you to safekeep your money. Your accountant will help you in the disbursement of funds. Your accountant will help you in the collection of revenue. Your accountant will help you to manage your investment. Your accountant will help you to manage your debt. Those are the roles specified under financial regulations. So your accountant will help you to train other accountants in your organization. Training of accountant is part of responsibility of accountant general. So what about auditor general? According to financial regulation, auditor general is the officer under the constitution. They specifically mentioned that empowers under the Constitution to audit public accounts and report on the public account. So how did they do that? Accountant General will deploy accountants throughout the service. Auditor General will deploy auditors to all government establishments. So Accountant General will submit his own account to the Auditor General. Auditor General will audit it, write a report, and submit it to the House of Assembly. You can see the diagram on the screen. Then we now have accounting officer. Note that accountant general and auditor general, they are officers of concurrent jurisdiction. No one, both of them are peers. No one is subject to the other. They are just playing their own statutory responsibilities. So that is that. Then we now have people by virtue of their knowledge and experience. They are career civil servants. They have been appointed to head a government organization. So we call them accounting officer. Accounting officers. Accounting officer is different from account officer. Accounting officer is different from account officer. Account officer and account officer is a finance and account officer is what they call account officer. That means accountants in public service is what people call accounts officer. It's different from accounting officer. Accounting officer are those that will account for the performance and resources, utilization of government resources in a particular organization. And therefore, if you look at chapter 1 of financial regulation, accounting officer was defined as an accounting officer is the permanent secretary of a ministry. An accounting officer is the permanent secretary of a ministry or the head of a government of an extraministerial entity. You can pluralize it by saying that accounting officers are permanent secretaries of ministries and heads of extraministerial entities. Therefore, permanent secretaries are accounting officers. Director generals of government corporation, they are accounting officers. Vice Chancellor of government universities, they are accounting officer. Medical director of government hospital, they are accounting officer. Executive Secretary of Government Parastatal, the accounting officer. General Manager of government companies, the accounting officers. Or CEO, General Manager or CEO, MD, they are accounting officers. So let us leave down. Don't let us waste time on that. Now, the next one is sub-accounting officer. In practice, sub-accounting officer means head of finance and accounts. Sub-accounting officer means head of finance and account department. But when they ask you to define it, you say sub-accounting officer is the officer in charge of or responsible for the collection, custody, and disbursement of funds. That's collection and release of funds. That's the head of account, sub-accounting officer. This one is hierarchical in nature. Accounting officer is the number one, is the overall head of the organization, while sub-accounting officer is just the head of finance and accounts. So you can see that it is subordinate to the accounting, subordinate to the accounting officer. So other officers who are accounts officer in the finance and account department, we have revenue collector. revenue collector. If you look at the ID card, you may not see revenue collector there. If you look at your own office, they may not collect cash there. They may not collect check. It doesn't matter. Somebody in account department is responsible for monitoring, recording, and reporting on the money collected, even if they are not collecting it physically, even if you have an agent or consultant collecting on your behalf, even if the money are being paid directly to government account, there must be somebody in finance and account department that will be doing that function, revenue collector. Let's leave that on there. The next one is impress holder. Now, in professional class, we tell people so that they will remember easily that revenue collector and impress holder, they are like opposite each other. For accountants in the house, if you look at the cash book of revenue collector and the cash book of impress holder, they are on two extreme. They are on two extreme, opposite direction. But I don't want to go far on that. What I mean by that is if you look at the cash book of revenue collector, most of the entries for revenue collector will be on the debit side, on your left-hand side. Whereas for impress holder, most of the posting will be on the credit side because the impress holder is about payment of money, release of funds, payment of petty expenses, while revenue collector is about collection of money. It's also important for us to know that no revenue collector will collect all monies. No, it's not allowed. Remember, in accounting, there are also segregation of duty, which some people call division of labor. A man cannot start and complete a job in account department. It's not possible. You remember the way we work in a circle, such that whatever you start, another person will take on, another one will take from that before another one conclude it, so that it will not be easy for a single person to do that kind of magic. You get what I'm saying? Let's leave that one there. Now, officer controlling expenditure. Officer controlling expenditure, that's the officer in charge of vote book, but that is not the definition. Officer controlling expenditure is the officer in charge of vote heads or sub heads, specific vote head or sub head. Officer controlling expenditure. Among these officers, the main one that doesn't really handle cash is the officer controlling expenditure. However, officer controlling is one of the most senior. Then there's another thing that we must tell ourselves. The head of account can also double as officer controlling depending on the operation of the organization. If you work in a place where they have small operations, then the head of account can also be the officer controlling. If you work in a place where they have a very large operation, the head of account will delegate to a very senior account staff that is reliable and functional. Okay, let me explain very well. When we say small operation or large operation, it doesn't mean that your compound is big or your name is big or you have large amount of money. No, the volume of activities that you are performing financially in that organization, if it is very large, if it is relatively large or very large, then you have to delegate. There will be somebody that will be signing on the voucher, on the vote book, and monitoring vote of charge on behalf of the head of account. That's officer controlling. It's a small operation. The head of account can be the same person. So that's it. Let us leave down there. Please, the next slide, sir. The next slide, sir. Okay, we have a number of questions. Who among the following does not have power to request financial information from head of account? Okay. Who among the following does not have power to request for financial information from the sub-accounting officer? Remember, head of account is also called sub-accounting officer. Don't let us forget that. Okay. Accountant general, auditor general, accounting officer, officer controlling expenditure. Thank you. Our people are trying. Thank you very much. In fact, everybody got it. Thank you. I can see Lukman Salvador. I can see Wemima Osifala and Mustafa Bola Tito. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. The answer is C, officer control. Because officer control is a subordinate of head of account, or sometimes doubles at the head of account. And so, but all other people, all other officers that we mentioned in this page that they are seen on, they are superior to the head of account, and they are also they have statutory power to request for specific financial information from the head of account. Please bring your vote of charge. Let me see. Please bring out your voucher. Let me see. Please, how much have you been making in the last 3 months? How much have you spent on diesel in the last 2 weeks? How much is this? How much is that? How many people retire? What was the last salary? All those things. So account general can do it, auditor general can do it. Accounting officer, that is who is the head of the organization, can also do it. But others cannot request for such information. Thank you very much. Please, let's move to the next slide, sir. Next one, sir. Okay, number 5. Who among the following does not have power? No, oh my God. I think this one is an error. Let us move to the next question, sir. Okay, who among these may not be an accountant by training? Who among the following may not be an accountant by training? Accountant General must be a chartered accountant. Auditor General must be a chartered accountant. Sub-accounting officer must be an accountant with reasonable experience. In fact, God bless Lagos State. We have a lot of professional accountants. I don't know any head of account that is not a professional. I don't. Lagos State is really leading in that area. Okay. Then our answer will now be accounting officer. Remember, example of accounting officer is a CEO, MD, general manager, director general, permanent secretaries. So you can be a permanent secretary. You don't need to be an accountant, but you must have knowledge of financial for your own safety, for your own good. You have to have idea of financial regulation. So our answer here is accounting officer. Answer is C. Thank you very much. Next slide, sir. Next slide, sir. Next slide, sir. Okay. This page is talking about chapter 3. You see government expenditure. So government expenditure was captured under chapter 3 of financial regulation. It's one of the main areas they ask us to look at. So all the money spent by a government establishment can be referred to as expenditure or government expenditure. All these expenditure can be classified mainly into 2. We have capital expenditure and we have recurrent expenditure, CapEx and recurrent, okay? Now, under capital expenditure, how do you know capital expenditure? Capital expenditure are mainly for developmental purpose. Capital expenditure are mainly for developmental purpose, and they are for acquisition of assets, mainly for acquisition of assets or major improvement in an asset. So that's capital expenditure. Okay, why did I say major improvement? If you change the gearbox of your vehicle, if you change the engine of official vehicle, that one cannot be a recurrent expenditure because the engine or gearbox of your vehicle can buy another vehicle, maybe another model. So that is that. It will that singular act will increase the length of years. That's the lifespan of that asset. So it's as good as buying something. Okay, therefore is capital expenditure. Okay, so recurrent expenditure, they are expenditure incurred on day-to-day running of government organization, like payment of electricity, like repairs and maintenance of motor vehicle, of your equipment, other assets, and so on and so forth. Cleaning of the environment, and so I don't want to mention some example because of the question behind this slide. Okay. So now, recurrent expenditure. Before we move on, okay, we say all things can be classified into capital expenditure and recurrent expenditure. I will now say recurrent expenditure can be divided into 2. You have personnel costs and overhead costs. Personnel costs and overhead costs. Okay. Personnel costs are expenses relating to the personal emolument of officers. Personal emolument of officers. While overhead costs are those for general maintenance and running of the organization. Okay, I want to give specific example. Under personnel costs, salaries are example of personnel costs. We cannot say salary is equal to personnel cost. No, salary is just one of the many examples of personnel. Other example of personnel costs, we have pension, we have gratuity, we have bonuses like Christmas bonus, like not as a bonus. We have allowances, we have and so on and so forth. They are, when you put them together, you call them personnel emolument or personnel cost. Okay, on the other side, we have overhead costs, still under recurrent. Overhead costs are for general maintenance and running of the organization, like your running costs, like your fueling allowance, like purchase of stationery and so on and so forth. We see those examples in our question. So that is the capital and recurrent. Under recurrent, you have personnel and overhead. Okay, next slide, sir. Okay, Okay, let's look at this question 7. Which of these examples is the odd one? Help us indicate the odd one. Number 1, replacement of chair, servicing of meeting, replacement of electrical bulb, purchase of stationery. Which one is odd? Okay. We see further on Sadidapo, we see Alima. Okay. Thank you. This is Ogunyemi Bukola. We saw Adomi Balogun. Thank you, Isiaka Ologunro. Thank you. Thank you. We saw Salvador. We saw Faje Ajalabidem. Thank you very much. Thank you. The correct answer is A. I know that most of our people will not get this right. The answer is A. Is A. Let us think about it together. Wasila Tumoreni Kejo Keisi. Thank you. Now let's look at it together. Which of these is awkward? Which of these is odd? Which of these is quite different from other? Replacement of chairs is equal to purchase of furniture. Is a capital expenditure. Replacement of chair, the only thing you can use to describe is purchase of furniture. Now let's look at this B that people are saying. You can't see this one very well. Okay, servicing or meeting. No, servicing or meeting are usually recurring. Okay, maybe I did not describe the meaning of recurring very well. Recurring, look at that name. Recurring, reoccur. It means repetitive. Servicing or meeting is what you do all the time. Replacement of electricity bulb is what you do every time. Purchase of stationery is what you do every time. But look at item A, replacement of chair. You cannot be buying chair every month. You cannot be buying chair every year. And therefore, it is capital in nature. So the answer is A. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, my people. Okay, the next one, sir. The next slide, sir. Wemimo Osifala. Thank you, Father. Thank you. Okay, another question. Which of these is not likely to qualify under running costs? Remember, thank you, Rafi Tolani Akin. Thank you. So, which of these is not likely to qualify under running cost? Remember when auditors, Rafa Smith, thank you. Which of these is not likely to qualify? When auditors, question auditor, they will say that it's unqualified expenditure, it's unqualified, is this, is that. You have query all of these things, arguments, and those things, reports that you don't like. Okay, because when they say unqualified, there is usually a set of items that you can use certain money for. When you violate those principles, then it becomes unqualified expenditure. We may dwell on that later. Okay, Titus Ogunshino, thank you. Chika Anediobi, thank you. Thank you, Lydia, thank you. Okay, which of these is not likely to qualify under running cost? Purchase of diesel, Mercy, okay. Julius, okay. Rafi, okay. Olakunle, okay. Technospark, HC, okay. Sadiq Shade, okay. Okay, let's look at it together. Purchase of diesel, transport expenses, purchase of water. I didn't see this one. Purchase of petrol. Okay, the correct answer is A. Ladies and gentlemen, the correct answer is purchase of diesel. Now, let me tell you, let me explain the rationale behind the answer. When you say purchase of diesel, the first thing that will come to your mind is heavy equipment like big generator, machineries, trucks, buses. That's where you see diesel. Another reason for that is that in Lagos State Public Service, the government is discouraging the use of petrol generator. Petrol generator does not align with government policy because petrol is more dangerous than diesel. In terms of emission of smoke, the kind of smoke that petrol will produce is very, very deadly. And government don't want us to die young. So government prefer you to use diesel generator, not petrol generator. So as far as I'm concerned as an accountant, when you say purchase of diesel, it means a very big generator or a heavy equipment or heavy truck or large buses. And therefore, it is capital in nature. It has to be in millions, not 2,000 naira generator like petrol, not 5,000 naira petrol or diesel, sorry. Okay, so when we now say purchase of petrol, the places that I have seen that they wrote petrol inside financial regulation, they are referring to vehicles, small vehicles, not generator, not heavy equipment. Purchase of water cannot be purchase of petrol, as I said earlier, qualify under running cost. So you see motor vehicle fueling is under running. Purchase of water can qualify under general utility service or miscellaneous expenses. Transport expenses are separate line under running cost. So all these things are qualified under except that number one, purchase of diesel. If you use your running cost to buy diesel, you must be ready to explain yourself very well. Otherwise, they will give query. The auditors will give query. So thank you for that. Next one, sir. Next slide, sir. Which one of these is a type of warrant? Virements warrants, provisional warrant, contingent warrant, supplementary warrant. Olumayowolude Ogunyemi Ogunkola, okay. Aminamza, okay. Dayo, okay. Benjamin Olabode Lakunle, okay. Oloye Adijat, okay. Azim Dada, thank you. Now, please, Taibat Adenola, Grace, Father Hero. Please, I want to remind Shakiruddin, I want to remind all of us, Suleiman Okweme, I want to remind all of us that I want to remind all of us that we were specifically told that when you're on Zoom call for official, especially in terms of this, you must write your name in full. Oh, that is what we are taught to. So please let us adhere to that when we start this program. Please put your name there. Let them see your name because we have instances where some people will be saying they attend, they did not attend, all those things. Let people see your name that you are there. It's very, very important. Okay. So that is that. Okay. Now the answer to this one is A. Thank you. A. The answer is A. Provisional general warrant. Why? So what is this question testing? It's testing whether you are focused, whether you pay attention to details. Look at what we are fireman warrant. There's nothing like fireman. It is V, fireman. So we deliberately put wrong spelling there to mislead people. The other one say supplementary other warrant. There's nothing like we only have supplementary warrant or supplementary general warrant. Another one says what is this provisional general warrant, okay, contingency liability warrant. No, we only have contingent warrant. So the correct answer is A. Thank you. It also scatter the options. It's part of checking whether you are paying attention to details. Okay. Next slide, sir. Next slide, sir. Recurrent expenditure is paid from which fund? Salami Abiodun, okay. Oyebamiji, Oluwakayode Taiwo, Ogunyemi Olubukola. Recurrent expenditure is paid from which fund? Repetitive fund account, treasury single account, council revenue fund, vote of charge. Which one is the answer? Thank you. Oh, Olalekan Taofik. Oh, Nurse Anajobi, Akinitiri Abayomi Samuel, Grace Father, okay. Wow, everybody got this. So JJ Mufta ADM, okay. Everybody got this. Alawiye Bukola. Thank you very much. God got this answer. The answer is Consolidated Revenue Fund, CRF. So in case you meet a question that say, what's the meaning of CRF? Consolidated Revenue Fund. Consolidated Revenue Fund is used for the release of the money we spend on daily basis in government operations. So that's and that control revenue was specifically mentioned under Nigerian Constitution. So there are so many things there are so many accounting procedures, accounting systems, accounting rules that are written inside Nigerian Constitution. So Constitution is also a financial document and it is authoritative in nature and therefore is a financial authority. Next slide, sir. Give us the next slide, sir. Okay, government vehicle. This is chapter 20. Government vehicle. Accounting officers shall be in control. Okay, government vehicles are important assets in the public service. It is part of the asset that is enhancing our efficiency. Please recall that whenever we mention the word efficiency, it is about using minimal resources to attain optimal goal. So vehicle will help you to cut time spent on something or to get to somewhere or to carry out certain activities. So it offers all sorts of benefits. So vehicles are important aspect of a government asset. It is specifically written under Chapter 20 of Financial Regulation that the accounting officer, that is the overall head of government establishment, will be in charge of government vehicle. It doesn't mean that he or she will be there physically, but it has to be under the control of the accounting officer. It was also provided that official vehicles must be utilized for official reasons only and not for personal reasons. It was specifically written that. So people that are going to party on weekend don't carry government vehicle. Okay. So that is that. They also require us to have proper records of government vehicle. So, for example, there are some documents, there are some books that you must maintain. There's something called vehicle logbook. So, anywhere that we are working, whenever the vehicle want to go, or the official bus or the official car of government is going for an assignment or an errand, then it must be written under a particular book on Tuesday. So maybe Tuesday, June 12th, for example, it will be going for maybe taking the PS to meeting or taking officers to certain place. So vehicle logbooks is used to monitor the movement of sorry about that. Okay, so we're talking about government vehicles. So that is that. So okay, I was talking about vehicle logbook. I was talking about vehicle logbook. Hello, please, can we hear me? Some people say they can't hear me.
You are audible, sir. Loud and clear, sir.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, so they say that particulars of vehicles should be attached to a particular driver. Particular vehicles must be attached to particular drivers. So the meaning of that is that if we look at financial regulation, there was a place they were trying to say that they don't want a situation where drivers will just anonymously be utilizing vehicles from the pool. Okay, a ministry, for example, maybe they have 5 vehicles and they have 3 drivers, and anytime they have an assignment, driver Mr. A will just pick maybe 14 bus. The next day, that same driver will pick Toyota Hiace, for example. So when there is problem with one of the vehicle, you won't be able to hold anyone accountable. So financial regulation specifically kick against, specify that area, that make sure that it is Mr. Taiwo that is using Toyota Taiwo, for example. Mr. Kende is the one that be using maybe GAC Kenny, for example. So you attach, you allocate you allocate a particular a particular vehicle to a particular driver, like his own office. That vehicle will be like his own office. Okay. So that is that. Please, the next slide, sir. The next slide, sir. Okay, let's look at this question. Let's look at, apart from vehicle logbook, which I mentioned earlier, apart from vehicle log, I've explained the meaning of vehicle logbook. Log as in movement, okay, in and out. So that's what they use vehicle logbook for. So let me explain that area very well. Okay, there is official boss for your MDA, and that official boss is to be used by the accounting officer and then any other department or unit that have official function. And so if anybody need the vehicle, then that person will go to will report directly or indirect to the accounting officer, maybe through transport officer or office manager or head of admin, for example. They will get the permission. So as there, it must be on record. That record is called vehicle log. That department A is going out with this vehicle on Saturday. Department C is going out on October 17, and so on and so forth for this purpose. Account department is going to bank PSV to get money with official vehicle, for example. So all official assignment must be done through official vehicle. Okay. Okay. So these questions, apart from vehicle or book, which of the following books shall be maintained or are required to be maintained in respect of government vehicles? Number 1. Oh, people are already answering the question. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you, Bello Omalara. Thank you, Afolabi Gege. Okay. Thank you, Johnson Olubisi. Okay. So thank you very much. The correct answer, okay. The correct answer is the correct answer is vehicle control register A. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. So we have Mufta Afolake Yosomi Kikelomo Ganikale. Thank you. Oluwole Oduyebo. Thank you very much, ma. Thank you, Alija Fagbemi. Okay. So we have vehicle thank you. We have vehicle control register. Thank you, everybody. Most people got the answer correctly. The answer, oh, somebody say A or is one. Take one option. Take one option. The answer is I will not testing thing. I did Julu action. Thank you. Vehicle control register is the correct answer for this one. Also note that you have the option is in this order. We have B, C, A, D, E. So you pay attention. The fact that an option is at the topmost level does not mean that you should go and choose A when the answer is supposed to be B. So they may decide. We have seen some exams like that. No, this thing is a novel idea. It's a new thing for us to do CBT, and it's a good thing. But then we don't know what pattern, what format, but we just have to prepare. We're all in it together, and I'm sure that by the grace of God, we are going to excel by God's grace, because the government has good intention. Our leaders have good intention just to improve the system. So that is that. Thank you very much. Please, the next slide, sir. The next slide, sir. Okay, which of these is recommended by financial regulation? MDs must pay petrol station in advance. MDs must enter agreement with petrol dealers for credit. Any drivers can, I didn't see that very well. Any driver must be allowed to drive any vehicle at any time. Petrol must be stored in excess to prevent scarcity. See this one. Transport officer must have clean driver's license. Atinoke Odusino Akinyemi, Lamino Kadolubenga, okay. We are seeing Urishi answer, okay. Bolane Fadaka, thank you. Already for your motion, Antonia, Julius Bamigui, thank you. Chris Father, thank you. Okay, now let's see. I want to take that again, please. Which of these is recommended by financial regulations? MD to pay petrol station in advance, MD to enter agreement with petrol dealers for credit, any driver can use any vehicle at any time, petrol must be stored in excess to prevent scarcity, transport officer must have clean driver's license. Let us explain them one by one. MD to pay petrol station in advance. No. Financial regulation does not encourage advance payment. No, they don't. It's only one instance, and we get to that one later. So you don't pay people in advance. Anybody that wants to do business with government should have money. You should have money in your account if you were ready to deal with government. So there's nothing like paying people in. Render service is under chapter 2. It's under chapter 3 too. Render service before you collect money. Not that you collect money from MD, use it to buy something, remove your and then no. Okay, the next option say MD to enter agreement with petrol dealers for credit. Correct. That is the answer. The answer is E. You are required. Go and register your vehicle with nearby filling station. If you don't like that filling, get another. Go and register with another filling station. When you register with them, then they should be writing Oluwapemi Lori. Thank you. Pristine Older Victoria. Thank you. So you will go and register your vehicle with a particular filling station. They know that you can't run away. This is Lagos State government, the best of all. Okay. So John Ajayi, thank you. Mustafa Bola, thank you. So MD, you are required to go and register with nearby filling station. Uju Unwagazi. Thank you. So you register with them, and your driver will be going to sign to collect petrol on credit. Then you will pay them maybe at the end of each month. Yes, thank you. I just remember it's monthly at the end of each month. Okay. Now the second, any driver we have talked about, any driver cannot be driving any vehicle. Allocate vehicle to drive. They should know that Baba so is the one driving vehicle number so. That is the person's office. Petrol must be kept in. No, that one is not like, don't keep petrol in government office, please. You may have a tank somewhere to store fuel, but not in the office. And transport officer must. No, transport officer are usually admin officers. Most of them by CADA, they are admin officer. And therefore, the only qualification they need is the qualification that is related to their main schedule of duty. Because tomorrow, that transport officer may change to office manager or may change to another function, maybe even PA, and so they may not have driver's license. Transport officer may not even know how to drive. It's not compulsory, but it's necessary. Thank you. The next slide, sir. The next slide, sir. Oh, this one is an error. It's a repeated question. We have solved this one before. Next slide, sir. Um, sorry. Who is responsible for maintaining records of servicing of vehicle? Okay, somebody should help us with this question. Who is responsible for maintaining records of servicing of vehicle when you are servicing motor vehicle? Okay, okay, okay. God bless you. In fact, everybody got this one right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oluwamaya Walude Olasumba David Oyewole. Thank you. Oyero Kehinde. Thank you. Everybody got this. Sidat Oneare. Thank you. Abiara Aziz. Thank you. Everybody got this. Adida Adinekon. So the answer to this one is transport officer. Transport officer. It is the responsibility of transport. Adivise Macaulay. Thank you. The response. Davis Ramon. Thank you. He is the responsibility of transport. Marcelina Umekelu. Ologoro Isaka. Maiwaido. Thank you. So it is the responsibility of a transport officer to keep record of when, how much, what is being repaired and maintained in government official vehicle. Transport officer must keep that record. Oh. It is called service charts. Yes, I remember. Under chapter 20 of financial regulation, service charts. Okay, so that is the answer. The driver may keep his own record. Mechanic may keep his own record because from what I know in practice, some of the drivers designation as driver/mechanic. So drivers are expected to have knowledge of repair and maintenance of vehicle. They expect them to not just any driver. They're supposed to have idea of how to service, how to repair, how to maintain. So that is that. That is what we don't need them to be writing, but they may do that. Head of admin may also keep record. Office manager may keep record. But specifically, financial regulations say that transport officer, and note that in practice, in some places, because of the volume of operation, they may not have transport officer. They may have only office manager. If they have only office manager, and so that person they will be performing the function of transport officer. In some places, they may not even have office manager. They may only have head of admin. So that person, head of admin, will be performing the function of office manager and the function of a transport officer. Just like in accounting, if you don't have much operation or much staff, the head of account will also be the officer controlling expenditure. So it will, on paper, they will be separate, but in practice, they will now be the same. Because if you have just 5 officers or 4 officers, you cannot outsource that function to outsider. You manage the resources that you have. Thank you, sir. Please move on to the next slide. Mustafa Ilar, okay. The main reason for non-accident bonus policy. Thank you, okay. This one, according to financial regulation, and we all know that drivers receive certain bonus at the end of the year in December every year. They receive special bonus. This special bonus is in terms of is in form of financial benefit, okay, like an allowance that will be paid to their salary account. Okay, now they are now asking us in this question, what is the main reason, the major reason why this policy is being implemented, or why these drivers are being given this money? 1, to give bonus. 2, office money. 3, to discourage accident. 4, to prevent any accident. To encourage, you see that, to discourage accidents caused by negative, to encourage hard work. Okay, the correct answer is E. Thank you. Olakpa Joy Mercy. Thank you. Title submission. Thank you. Adeyanju Yabodi Financial. Thank you. Aisa Adegun. Thank you. So Omotayo Fashetire, Aaron Afunkun Abimbola, Tewo Olusegun Ayoyinka. Thank you, Kudrat Olaju. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. To discourage accidents caused by negligence. Remember, if you look at option C, you say to prevent any accident. That one is not possible. You can't prevent any accident. Accident is part of normal life. It is now meant for you and I to be careful and be prayerful. People will make mistake naturally. People will offend you. People will commit naturally. People will cause accidents, intentional or unintentionally. So prevention of any accident may not be feasible, but to discourage negligence that will lead to accident, that one is feasible. So that is the purpose. That is our answer is E. The next slide, sir. The next slide, sir. Thank you. Loss of funds. Okay, this is the final chapter. This is chapter 25. Yes, chapter 25. This refers to the depletion of funds at any given time. So when there is, in simple English, where there is shortage, maybe for example, cash shortage, fund shortage, when there is shortage. What do we mean by shortage or depletion? It means that the amount of money we expect you to have with you is more than what you actually have. I mean, the amount of money that you have in your custody is smaller than the amount you're supposed to have. It is shortage. I want to remind my dear colleagues, accountants in the house, that based on accounting principle, if you are to have 3 million with you, but you eventually have 4 million, please know that it is a dangerous scenario. Anytime you find yourself in a situation where the money you have with you is more than what you're supposed to have, it's a risky scenario. So what we were taught in accounting is that you assume that it is a liability. You assume that somebody will come for the money. You assume that somebody has overpaid you somehow. You assume that there is a mistake somewhere, and therefore you treat it like a liability, like a BC. So so money cannot multiply. It is not possible. It is only work, investment that can make money to increase. But you are there to just keep money. So there's no way it will increase. It can only reduce. It can only reduce. That is that. We will look at it very well. So what do we mean by that when we say it can only reduce? So the meaning of that is that look at the question in this slide. What are the factors to be considered? Okay, before this one, what are the reasons or causes of loss of fund or shortage of fund? It is also called shortage of fund. What are the reasons? What are the possible causes? Number one is negligence. If you are careless, then the amount of money in your custody will always be shorter than what is expected. So if you are careless, negligence could be part of it. Another one is fraud. If somebody do fraud. Another one is theft. If somebody stole the money. I remember that okay, don't let us go there. So there is I've mentioned only three now. We say negligence, fraud, theft. So those are some of the reasons why there will be shortage of fund or loss of fund. Again, to my dear accountants in the house, another angle to look at it is the balance in your books and the balance in your hand. If there are differences, then there is a possible loss of fund or shortage of fund. Remember, if it increases, it's a dangerous scenario. They are keeping money in your custody. And so instead of you to have 700,000, you suddenly have 850,000 with you. It is not a surplus. So it is not a gain. No, it's not a multiplication. No, it is not a spirit that is carrying money. No spirit is carrying money. Just know that it's a dangerous scenario. So what we're taught, again, I'm repeating, what we're taught is that you assume that it's a risky scenario, that somebody will call for that money one day, then you keep it separately. The first thing you do, repeat your record. God bless the accountant in the house. You will not be able to sleep because of other people's headache. And everybody, they are sleeping in the house and enjoying. You now carry your problem, give the accountant, okay, money in your you go and give account money. So you are sleeping at accountant, your mind will now be inside the safe in the office. You'll be praying for the office. Other people are dancing in party. You can see how risky that work is. Very, very, very dangerous work indeed. And don't let us go far in that area. Okay, what are the factors to be considered in the case of loss of fund? Before we move on, please, my people, help us to contribute to this particular question. What are just mention the first thing you must consider when there's loss of fund. Assuming you are the head of a department, you are keeping money for end of the year party with one of your junior colleagues, and suddenly the person say, I only have 50,000 there, or I didn't see all the money, then my draw. What are the first thing? Okay, we saw that. Okay, Ogunlaje, we saw that. Already Omosheni, Antonia, thank you. Techno KL7, we saw you, but note that in the exam proper, in the SIP program, always write your full name. Sheyi, we see that. Oshidipe Omobusayo, Ogundipe, we see that. Thank you. Sulebi, Oluwafolaken, thank you. Rafi Tolani, thank you. Thank you all for your contribution. Adeyoji, thank you. Yabodi, okay. Be patient. Thank you. So what we Tafikat Olaide Oladunjoye Adeyinka Samuel Ogunagi, thank you. Okay. Adebayo Saliu Wurala Olaton. Thank you. So what we're saying is that thank you. We saw your this thing. Okay. So well, to me, the first thing you must do, the first thing that must come to your brain when you see they have stolen money or you suspect or the person reports, the first thing is first look at the grade level of the person. Grade level of the person in your brain immediately. What should come to our head is the grade level. If the person is below level 10, that's according to Financial Regulation Chapter 25. If the person is below level 10, then an appreciable portion of the process can be done in-house within the organization. If the person is above level 10, you must report to the accountant general. You must report to the auditor general. You must report to the chairman of Civil Service Commission. That is the position of Chapter 25 of Financial Regulation. The report must get to those areas. It is the management staff. They didn't say management staff, but they say above level 10. That's what we saw in Chapter 25. If it is below level 10, so that is the first thing. Check the grade level of the person. The next thing, determine whether it is a fraud or negligence. In fact, negligence. So if you believe or you see, you discover that it's a result of negligence, what next will you do? And the person is below level 10, no salary, and it is called surcharge. Surcharge is under Chapter 2, it's under Chapter 25 as we speak. It's under some other chapters, but now we're talking about Chapter 25, loss of funds. They say we should surcharge. When they say surcharge, it means you deduct from the person's salary. And then it will now become the responsibility of the account to make sure that they are actually deducting it. Apart from the fact that you take the decision, you put it in writing, you do a report, you must also make sure that the money was deducted. However, please note, if anybody commit an offense that warrant surcharging the person, that warrant deducting from the person's salary, you must not deduct the salary, all the money in the person's account. No, it's against the bankruptcy law. So what you will do is you will retain certain amount that the person will be using to feed and transport himself or herself, to take care of himself or herself. So let us leave down there. Please let us move to the next slide, sir. Let's move to the next slide. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you, ma. Okay, loss of fund report. So here we say that in case there's need for you to write report, especially where the officer is is above grade level 10, then those who are entitled to that report, the accounting officer, if you are the HOD or HOU, then your accounting of the head of the organization must see the report. Then the chairman of Civil Service Commission, it is financial regulation. I'm not the one that say it to go and check Chapter 25. Then the accountant general, then the auditor general. Also, I quickly remember, if you go to Chapter 1, under Part 2 of Chapter 1, when we say accountant general, you say accountant general of, for example, accountant general of the federation. But when you say auditor general, you say auditor general for, auditor general for the federation. Let us take note of that one. So whenever we sit down in textbook or any write-up, it is not a mistake. It's in deliberately choosing language. Choice of word is intentional. Okay, now on the second part of this slide, we say, do we really need to constitute a board of inquiry? Do you need to set up a panel? Okay, whether you need to set up a panel or not, these are the factors you will need to consider. Number one, if you suspect or you confirm that there is fraud involved, you discover or you suspect that there is fraud, they can't take 1 million from this office now. Something must have happened. If you believe or you suspect or you confirm that is a result of fraud, then you must constitute a panel. You must do board of inquiry. That is one. The other one, collusion. If you suspect or you believe or you confirm that there is collusion, or maybe it is the supplier and the accountant, or accountant and procurement and auditor, or lagbaja and tamedu, admin and transport officer, or account and security. If you suspect or you confirm that there is collusion, then you must set up a panel. Another one, substantial. If the money is substantial, remember, for accountant in the house, remember the principle of materiality. An item is said to be material if its omission or misstatement will significantly influence the user of financial statement. If you look at the provision of ISAS number 1, presentation of financial statement. If you look at the provision of ISAS 33, that's first time adoption ISAS Akura. If you look at the provision of IS1, also presentation of financial statement. And also the conceptual framework. If you read the conceptual framework of IFRS, conceptual framework of ISAS B, if you read those documents, they explain the meaning of materiality. Don't forget, what is material to Lagbaja may be immaterial to Tamedu. Let me say it very well. What is significant to Mr. Taiwo may be nothing to Mrs. Kendi. Maybe Mr. Taiwo can kill himself because of 1,000 naira. And Mrs. Kendi, hello, 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 hello.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. I had a sound from my earpiece. I thought I
All
lost the
right.
connection. Okay, so as I was saying, if Mr. Taiwo can kill himself because of 1,000 naira, and the big men like like my guy in the other anchoring the program, Mr. Onosonya, if 1 million naira means nothing to him, then it means that 1,000 naira is material to Mr. Taiwo and it is immaterial. So when we say substantial, it will depend on where you are working. It will depend on the people you are working with. It will depend on the resources of the organization. Some organization, maybe in hospital, 1 million is big money to them. 1 million is big money in hospital. But in some parastatal, 3 million is nothing. So therefore, you consider whether it is substantial. I've only mentioned 3 factors. Fraud, if you suspect fraud or you confirm. If you read that chapter very well, they say they are saying something like when you suspect, not just confirm, just suspect. Last one, please set up a panel. You suspect there's a fraud. If you don't set up a panel, the bigger fraud will now happen, and then they will start blaming you. Okay, the fourth one is period of time. If you discover that this thing has been happening over time, you must set up a panel. This is not the first time. Then you must set up a panel. Maybe you don't know before, you heard that it has happened before you got here in 19, then you set up a panel. Another one, several officer. If they involve more than one officer, you see, 3, 5, 7 officer, that means you have a cabal. You must set up a panel. Then the last one, if the officer involved doesn't really have a schedule, there are some officers, and accounting does not permit that. You don't do that in accounting. Remember, a voucher, you can prepare a voucher within 2 minutes. Only one person will complete all the job, but the law does not allow that. You have to involve like 3 other people to sign, put their name on that a single voucher, so that it will be difficult for people to do fraud. Stop blaming accountants. Don't say accountants are fraudulent. You that you are non-account, you are also involved. We're in it together. You got it? Because some other people, that's the design of the system. So let's move on. Please, sir, help us move to the next slide, sir. Thank you, sir. So let's look at these questions. Number one, most of the financial responsibility of governor have been delegated to what? Can anybody help us? This question is familiar. I think we have treated something like this. So the answer is B, Commissioner of Finance. Number 17, thank you. Uju Unwa Ogazi. Dengozi, okay, the two thank you. Mr. Amuson, thank you. Mrs. Esther Adigun, thank you. Iwan De Akiton, thank you. A document issue as evidence of payment is called what? A document issue as evidence of payment is called what? Thank you, Amina Hamza. Thank you very much. Oshibo Dabosede, thank you. Okay, it's receipt. Remember, when you go to the market or when you come back to your office, accountant is asking you for receipt. Auditor is asking you for receipt. And then you will bring invoice. They say, now the same thing, now what be the same thing? And the seller or supplier will say, this is what we are issuing to people. I've been doing this trade for how many years? This is what everybody is using. No, invoice is different from receipt. Please, invoice is an evidence of indebtedness. It means you are owing. I can walk in to ShopRite or any big store and say, how much is your air conditioner? Please give me pro forma invoice. They will give, without buying anything, they will give you invoice. So invoice doesn't mean you are paid. It means you are still owing. So please get it. Make sure they write receipts. Another thing, according to chapter 2 and chapter 3, according to chapter 2 especially, if you buy anything, you must collect receipts. If there is a mistake on the receipt, get another receipt. There's nothing like I want to countersign. There's nothing like that too. You only countersign a check because it costs real money to print check. But receipt is just paper. Oh, they should give you another receipt. Don't let them countersign receipt for you. Don't let them give you invoice and they will not write cash paid. There's nothing like that. Give me receipt, not invoice that you say cash. What's the meaning of that one? Unless you are in a tight corner, you can collect invoice that they wrote cash paid. But it is not, if it is not Panadol, it can never be the same as Panadol. Please help us move to the next slide, sir. Ajimofale, thank you. Thank you everyone for your contributions. Oluseun Toyin. Okay, who is the secretary to the MTB? Who is the secretary to the Ministerial Tender Board? Modupe Abatunde, okay. Ogunyemi Olubukola, okay. It is the procurement officer. The answer is C. Oloye Idia Taufik Olalekan, thank you. Afolabi Gege, thank you. Who Adebisi Macaulay, thank you. Okay, who are certain whether government accounts have been properly prepared? Who are certain whether government accounts have been properly prepared? A, head of account. C, forensic accountant. B, auditor general. D, accounting officer. Who determine whether government accounts have been properly prepared? It is the auditor general. Remember, auditor general doesn't have to come to your office. Auditor general will deploy capable hands, professional accountant to your office to review your record and bring the reports to the auditor general. And then auditor general will now send the report to the House of Assembly. The House of Assembly are the representative of the masses. The masses need to know what you are doing with resources in your custody. That is it. Please help us move to the next slide, sir. Thank you. Omotayo Fashitire. Sanusi Oluwayemisi Jumo, thank you. Ajuko Tola Bosola, thank you. Ogunyemi Olubukula, thank you. Okay, this question, procurement, public procurement covers which of the following? Goods, works, services. Thank you, Aremu. Thank you, Oladimiji. Thank you. The answer is D, all of the above. Abdurrahman Modena Adeli, thank you. Oluwamayo Afemi Agunbiade, thank you very much. Call Creek. Oh, Omo Lumini. I'll make up. Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you. Public procurement covers which of the following? Okay, cover goods, works, and services. Thank you. Thank you. Reports on accidents involving official vehicles shall be sent to which ministry? Which ministry? Please, people should help us try this question number 21. Question number 21, sir. Question number 21. Question number 21. Let us see who will get this answer. God bless you. Johnson. I saw Johnson something. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, another person. Thank you. Only to, okay, so let's see. Oluwa Folaken, that person. Yes, Oyebajo, Oyebola, thank you. Thank you. Age Luke Molan, thank you. Okay. Appreciable number of people got that. Thank you. Ministry of Finance. Again, Ministry of Finance will be receiving reports from all MDAs. From all MDAs about the accident history of their vehicle. In fact, financial secretary on quarterly basis, but let's leave that one there. Please, the next slide, sir. The next slide. Let me change my place. The next slide, sir. One of the following cannot cause loss of fund. One of the following. Hello, sir. Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Oh,
Go ahead, sir.
thank you very much. Just change my earpiece. Thank you very much. Okay, one of the following cannot cause loss of fund. Goods the options here. The options here. Okay, I put the wrong options. Okay, let me state the right option supposed to be theft can cause loss of fund, negligence can cause loss of fund, fraud, theft, fraud, negligence. Okay, errors can also call it. Those are the things that can cause loss of government fund or shortage. Remember, it's a very, very risky work for accountants. A lot of accountants will be thinking about office while other people are dancing over the weekend because he is praying that nothing should happen in his office. The Lord does not respect whether somebody is a pastor or for anything. No, we are human beings in the eyes of the law. So that is that. The next question, to dispose government asset, which of these must be constituted? Please, somebody should help us with question number 23. Anybody with question number 23? Question number 23. Question number 23. To dispose government asset, which of these must be constituted? A, board of inquiry, board of survey, valuation of fees. What's this one? Committee on disposal. Which one should be constituted? Most people didn't get this right, but I saw John. Samson Lawal, thank you. Mabel Onojaki. Bimbola, thank you. Okay, the correct answer is board of survey. Board of survey. Okay, my graduation. Okay, next slide, sir. Next slide, sir. Next slide, sir. Olumide Oladipupo. Adenekan Alimat Shadia. Okay, the central body regulating and overseeing procurement activities in the state is PPA. I don't want to waste time on that. PPA is responsible for overseeing and regulating procurement activities in the state. PPA means Public Procurement Agency. Okay. The next one, the sum of money given to contractor to ensure work begins. Okay, that money is called what? They say impress, advance, mobilization, IOU. Thank you, Olabisi Yekunle. Thank you. Most people got this one. Oh, Oyindamola Adams, thank you. Okay, Moinot Kodri, thank you. Why is it the only female has gotten this answer? Luamayo Afemi. Thank you. This is Dosumu Jamil. Thank you. Oluseya Taibat. Àwọn obìnrin ti lé wọn. Okay, mobilization fee is the correct answer. That's the only time you're allowed to pay in advance. Financial regulation does not support does not support advancement. Please, at the next slide, sir. The next slide, sir. Oyero Kende, thank you. Oyero. Olua Toyin. The focus of this session is on the preparation towards the 2026 SEP. What is SEAP? Structured Evaluation and Assessment Program. Okay, remember we used to have RSTP, Revised Structured Training Program 2021 to 2025. Then before then, we used to have STP Structured Training Program. Before then, we used to have big exam. And now the system has been reformed. We have to do CBT. That's why we're here today. Prepare yourself for CBT, then interview, and then written exam. We need to prepare. We need to support ourselves. Share our knowledge. Don't be scared to share what you know. The more you talk about it, the more you know it. That is the secret there. That's the secret. Keep discussing with your colleagues. Keep sharing whatever you know. This is the era of light. Don't keep whatever you know to yourself, please, so that you will grow in knowledge, because it is it's a perishable commodity. That's the way it was described. That knowledge is a perishable commodity. If you keep it to yourself, it may be invalid later. It may be obsolete. It may be a new knowledge that is better than the one you are keeping will emerge to the public. So it's better you start sharing as much as to support ourselves. I strongly believe by the special grace of God, all of us are going to succeed in this promotion and in our career by the special grace of God. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you for your patience. Mr. Onosia, God bless you. God bless all the supporters of the program. And I'm very, very happy to be with you today. Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone. Bye. If we have any question, please. If we have any question, I'm here.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes,
Let me see your emojis. Before anything, your emojis, we are like almost about 1,000 participants now, and we have another 1,000 on our YouTube channel. So aggregate, we have a 2,000 plus participants, and I'm seeing only 4 using their emojis. I'm still expecting your emojis. If you want us to continue, let's see your emojis. Your emojis. I'm still waiting for you. Yeah. Before I proceed, once again, Mr. Rasul is the author of Service Companion, a well-detailed. In fact, I can tell you for free, don't let anybody know, that most of the questions you are going to face is inside that book. Most. You will come back after the promotion and tell me, am I wizard or what? Because ask anybody that became permanent secretary now about the book. They all don't joke with that book. I'm telling you for free. Honestly. I know how many books I sold. I know how many requests people requested for that book. So it's a privilege, an opportunity for you to be part of this call today, to have that access to that book. Please, it's not that we are selling book. I brought this book forward because of the process of the upcoming promotion exercise. Because some people have been sending some books to me. In my the book published from Federal. I run through the book. I saw it that, oh, don't let them take advantage. This is Federal. The Federal have been running their CBT before now, and don't let them mislead you. But this book are purely concentrate on our public service rule 2015 or what have you. Scheme of service as stated in core circular of Civil Service Commission, financial regulation, and I believe with what Mr. Rasul have said now, in fact, he even dashed out some questions, and that questions I want you to make use of it. Please go to our YouTube channel. We will send this today's call to our YouTube channel. Make use of it. We have many for you. And I want you guys to come back to come and give testimony after the promotion that, Mr. Rasul, Mr. Jami, thank you, God bless you. We are expecting your feedback after that. So without not wasting much of your time, we are in a question and answer segment. Thank you very much, sir, for the highly impactful, insightful, and a comprehensive presentation.
Thank you,
We
sir. You're welcome,
sincerely
sir.
appreciate the depth of knowledge share, the clarity, and the practical example you provided. Our colleague, at this point, let us kindly give our facilitator a virtual round of applause. Let me see your applause, please. Please, your emojis. This session
Thank you,
has
sir.
truly added value, especially with the breakdown of the financial regulation and how they relate to the re-promotion scenario, CBT, written assessment, and daily administrative practice. So we will now move into the interactive session. Participants may ask questions, seek clarification, or request examples from any aspect of the presentation. To ask question, please, as our norms here on this call, your name, your ministry, raise your hand using the Zoom raise hand button, type your question in the chat box. We will take the question one after the other, and please keep them short and direct so everyone can benefit. Once again, thank you, sir, for this impactful session. We now proceed to the question and answer section. Okay, please use this opportunity to copy Mr. Rasul's number. I will bring this slide down now. Copy the number, contact him after this call. The price of the book is 5,000 naira. Please, it's not by we are selling book or forcing anybody. I just believe that your success is my priority. You just have to succeed in this examination. We have been doing this since 2023, and people have been giving testimony. This is a free class. We don't have it. We don't ask anybody to pay. Not until some people said, oh, the capacity is short for them. They want to expand the community. So people have started, like a union, started contributing that, okay, the expansion of the successful of this community. So the book is 5,000 naira only. The number is on the screen. I will bring it down, copy the number. Just give you 5 minutes or 2 minutes to copy the number and reach out to Mr. Rasul behind the scene. Thank you very much once again. Now to the question, raise your hand. Remember your name, your ministry. And let me tell you for free, we will not recognize Techno 4 Samsung 5. Please, we will not, no matter how important your question is, we will not recognize it. If you are conversant to this call, to our community, we keep on telling you, charity begins at home. Let's start correcting ourselves now because people have last year examination, people call me, Mr. Jami, they failed me. When I got to commission, they said, what is my name? They checked through back end, they are seeing Samsung. I said, are you using Samsung? He said, yes. Why don't you check? I don't know, I don't know. See, ignorance is what? You can finish it from your side. Aha. So please, I will not, let's start from now. I will not call anybody that I'm seeing gadget. Thank you. God bless you. Okay, sir. Mr. Rasul, I hope you are well prepared for us now, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm with you, sir.
Okay, thank you. I will start from Degbola Lewis. You have the floor. Your name, your ministry, and your question.
Yes. Good morning, Mr. Jamu, facilitator, and our colleagues. My name is Degbola Lewis from the Office of the Chief of Staff. I'm really glad to participate in this lesson. Just straight to the point. I don't want to, let me just go straight to the point. So you were saying, he said something about the governor delegating power, financial power to, is it the Commissioner for Finance or Accountant General? One. And I just wanted to know, are civil servants allowed to have a domiciliary account or in Nigeria or a foreign account outside the country? That's all. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for that question. So if according to financial regulations, the financial responsibilities, word for word, of the president have been delegated to the Minister of Finance. Now, interpretation, we're in a federation. Laws of the federation will be domesticated at state level and local government level, or we say at local level. And therefore, we say Commissioner of Finance in this our own environment, not Minister of Finance. Therefore, we say governor and not president. And so we say the governor has delegated his major financial responsibilities to the Commissioner of Finance. Commissioner of Finance is the cabinet member representing Mr. Governor. Mr. Governor was elected by the masses. So power to the people, power of the people, so to say. Sorry to use that slogan. Okay. So the cabinet member, so the Commissioner of Finance, when it comes to money matters, is a representative of Mr. Governor on money matters. So that is that. And so the Accountant General is under the Commissioner of Finance because Accountant General is a career civil servant. He's having jobs and responsibility that are specific to accounting and finance. That is, by training, he must be a chartered accountant. But Commissioner of Finance may not, but he has to be somebody that is vast in accounting and finance. So he delegated his duty to the person working directly with him, that's Commissioner of Finance, who now delegate to the Accountant General. So that, however, we also say because we're under federalism, so there are modifications. Sorry, a lot of calls are coming in distracting, so I was busy cutting them to remain on the call. So modifications are being made by state. Therefore, you will see scenario in which some of the financial responsibilities will be given to Commissioner of Budget, MEP, Economic Planning and Budget. Some will be given to Deputy Governor. Some will be given to PPA. Some will be given to Auditor General. Some will be given to Accountant General. But mainly accounting function, purely Accountant General, through the Commissioner of Finance. So if the governor is to instruct us to start releasing money from the budget, he will give instruction to Commissioner of Finance, and then who will now give warrant to the Accountant General. Okay, about domiciliary accounts, I'm sorry, I can't remember that area very well. All I can remember is that there's limitation to what we can do when it comes to companies running of private businesses. Companies, I mean limited liability companies. Limited liability, you register business in your name, enterprise, different from the one that has LTD at the back of the companies must have LTD or PLC at the back of their name compulsorily. If it doesn't have those appendages, then it is not a company, it's just a business. So we have limitations as per business, but they are not so rigid. So I can't remember whether we can have a domiciliary account or not. What I know for sure is that there's limits to what we can do in there. For example, specifically, we are not allowed to become director in a company, limited liability. You can't be a director. You can give it to your son, daughter, or wife, or other, but not your own name, because one day you will become a permanent secretary. So, are you going to support the government? Anything that will contravene, that will look like conflict of interest, we don't want it. So if you're a director in a private company, it means that no matter government position or policy, you will tend to favor that company one day or the other. Let me give you an example. They can say there's COVID-19, nobody should go out for 1 month. If it's affecting that company and you're a director, then you will find something to do now. Therefore, they don't want you to become a director in private company. So that is, we're talking about business, and so therefore, domiciliary may not be purely about business. It may just be for safekeeping foreign currency. But by God's grace, I will get back to the moderator on that matter. And I also have senior colleagues with us right online. They may also help me out on that. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Mr. Lewis, I hope Mr. Rasul have done justice to your question. So, like we said, today's call is interactive session. So if you have any input, like Mr. Rasul said, that he has a backing of some of his colleagues here on the call, you can raise your hand also to come and let's learn from you also. Mr. Rasul said want to learn. Not only you will learn from him.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Oshidipe Omobusayo, your name, your ministry.
Okay, good afternoon, sir. My name
Good
is
afternoon.
Oshidipe Omobusayo. My name is Oshidipe Omobusayo Fauzia from
My
Office of Internal Audits. From Office of Internal Audits. Yeah. My question is, what is the difference between the vehicle logbook and the vehicle control register? Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for that question. Vehicle logbook is about movement. It's about movement of vehicles. It's about actual movement, for example, going out maybe twice today, 3 times tomorrow, going out on Monday morning. Each outing, it will be recording it. But for vehicle control register, it's mainly about the safety and security of the vehicle. So that is what that one. The first one is monitoring movement, actual in and out. But the other one is talking about something like issue collection. So, for example, government give you additional vehicle. That one will not go to vehicle logbook. It will be going to vehicle control register. You dispose a vehicle, it will not go to vehicle logbook. It will go to vehicle control register. So that is the main difference. Thank you. Hello, I'm with you, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. Please, if you know that you are not satisfied with the response, we can still raise your hand so that we can call you. On this call, we want the clarity and want you to go home with something. And remember, we have sent our YouTube channel to the chat box. If you don't understand anything, maybe you want to replay back, just make use of our YouTube library and access all the past video and this current one. Thank you. Adejoke Areyo, your name and your ministry, you have the floor. Unmute yourself.
Good afternoon. My name is Adegoke, not Adejoke, sir.
Sorry, sir.
Adegoke Areyo, Minister of Economy, Planning and Budget. So I wanted to confirm something because most of the contract award letter we give, it's advance payment that is there, no mobilization fee. And Mr. Rasul said mobilization fee is what is recognized in financial regulation. Does it mean that we have been doing the wrong things? Thank you.
Mr. Rasul, are you still with us? Okay. Oh, we lost him. Oh. Sorry, bear with us. I think network have kicked him out. Let me try and reach out to him. We have been dragging with this network since morning. Sorry, Mr. Rio. You will still need to repeat your question. Your network have kicked him out from the call.
Most of the contract award letter that we have advance payment written on it, not mobilization fee. And you said the financial regulation does not recognize advance payments rather than mobilization. Have we been doing the wrong things?
Hello, sorry, sir. Please repeat that area again. You say mobilization fees and what, sir?
Hold on,
Hello,
let me
sir.
unmute Mr. Hold on, sir. Hold on, sir. Let me get him back. Hold on, let me get him back.
Okay, sir.
Mr.
Okay,
Rio, unmute yourself, sir.
All right. So I said most of the contract award letter that we have to contractors, we have advance payment on it, not mobilization fee. And you said mobilization fee is what financial regulation recognizes. So does that mean we have been doing the wrong things on our contract award letters?
Okay, thank you very much. That advance fee is also mobilization fee. It's to mobilize them to get them to start working. That is the interpretation of that area. Hello, sir. You are paying them in advance is the definition of that mobilization fee. It's the same thing as that mobilization fee. Because the purpose is that you want to give them money to start working. So that is that. It's the same thing, sir.
So
Then another thing I want
what
to
we have in the last question, sir, is advance payment and mobilization. So which one is the most correct one? The last question that we had advance and mobilization.
Oh, okay, I got that. The advance you saw in that question is talking about advance. We have two types of advance. There's something called advance under financial regulation. Any money that you pay people before the voucher is ready, any money, it doesn't have anything to do with procurement or contract. Any form of money that you give anyone ahead before the proper thing is done. That's what we mean by. I didn't know that you are referring to that question. Another thing I want to quickly say is that procurement activities or procurement proceedings are governed by law. That is something that was approved by the House of Assembly. Remember, we have three arms of government, and then one of those arms is the legislative arm, and then the singular business or the most important business of the House of Assembly is law making. And so procurement law is a creation of the House of Assembly, and financial regulation is a guideline. It was not enacted by the House of Assembly. And so if you see some of these, our publications, we try to look at what are situations in which you may not need to follow financial regulations. And then we listed that whenever financial regulation contravene another law, contravene a law, any law at all, then you neglect financial regulation, you follow the law. Therefore, procurement law override financial for many reasons, apart from the fact that it was enacted by the House of Assembly and not legal. Whenever a general law and specific law, they contravene each other, you follow the specific. Let me say it this way. If you look at one of our books, we say that if you are a lawyer or a doctor or a procurement officer, and you are engaged by government, and in your letter of appointment, something was put there, a clause was put, maybe the letter says that you will get 2 million per month. If there is any other thing that is saying otherwise, that clause in that letter supersedes it because it is specific to you, unless they want to invalidate it in the court of law. So procurement law is more specific than financial regulation. That is one. Procurement law is a creation of the House of Assembly. It's an instrument, a legal instrument. That is two. Then, so let's leave those 2 points first. So on that reason, whenever you have contravention, you follow the procurement law. Anywhere you see that financial regulation and procurement law, they contravene each other, you follow procurement law. Not just procurement law, budget. Budget is a law too. And so many other areas, there's no time to mention. So many other areas. So
right.
thank you.
Thank you,
very
sir.
much.
Thank you, sir. Bello Simiatu, your name, your ministry. Unmute yourself. Bello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Rosu Taiwo and Mr. Jami. Yeah. Thanks so much for the wonderful lesson that you had this afternoon. God bless you, sir. By the special grace of God, we are promising you next level in the mighty name of Jesus. Please, my network is going up and down, and I want you to throw more light on Virements and Warrants.
Okay.
Virements and what, ma?
And Warrants.
Okay.
Yes,
all
sir.
right. Thank you, ma.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Okay, thank you once again, because I've been looking for opportunity to explain environment very well because of certain things and certain information in public space. So environment, it's about movement. It's about movement of funds. That movement of funds is from one subhead to another subhead under the same head. Okay, so what is head? What is subhead? Okay, so if you look at your budget, you will see something that look like headings, like headlines, like list of things, like list of parastatal, list of ministry, list of department, list of program, list of projects. Those things are called heads and subheads. Could be state budget, while department under your ministry will now be a subhead under Lagos State budget. So in your own ministry, the department will be head, and units or functions or programs under each department will now be subheads. So that is that. Now, heads, subheads. The money that is supposed to be spent by account department is now being spent by admin department. You are moving from one subhead to another subhead under the same head, under the same ministry. That's what we mean. Or money that's supposed to be spent by General Hospital Lagos is being spent by General Hospital Bagada. Under Lagos State budget, the two are subheads. But under General Hospital Lagos, the department are heads. Then, so let us leave that one there. So it is now illegal for you to move money for stationery and spend it for conference. You're writing conference, maybe CIPM or ICANN conference for your staff. Now, somebody came in and by all reasons, that person is supposed to be sponsored for the conference, and there's no money again in the budget for conference. And so, see, we still have money under diesel. We have not been able to now spend the money on diesel. That is environment. It is illegal in Lagos State as of today. And so, what we do in Lagos State to solve, because Lagos State is so advanced financially. When you call financial system, sincerely, Lagos is the most advanced because we are seeing a lot of things. And so, what Lagos State does is reordering. So, Lagos will legitimately, legally, using instruments of the law, and do that, move money from one subhead to another subhead, from one head to another subhead. They move money from surplus section to deficit areas. So, and then it is the House of Assembly that will do that. So it is not illegal because they are the law-making arm of government. It is not Virements because it was not done by the MDA. It was done by the House of Assembly who have power, the singular power to do that. That is Virements. Let me say it again. By virtue of provision of financial regulation under Chapter 3, if you look at Chapter 3 and also Chapter 4, they say that you should not move. Environment is the movement of funds from one subhead to another subhead under the same head. So let us leave that one there. Now, warrant. Warrant is an instrument. Look at it. Environment is about movement of funds, movement. But a warrant is a document written, signed by the Commissioner of Finance at the state level and Minister of Finance at the federal level for the purpose of providing instructions to the Accountant General based on budget. There must be budget. Based on budget, they say as appropriated. And so when this instruction is given to the Accountant General, we start releasing money to various MDA. You will now be able to spend from your budget. If they did not give warrant to the Accountant General, even if House of Assembly approve budget, nobody will get that money. So that is that. Let us leave that one there. So the key difference is that warrant document, Virements is a movement. Warrant is illegal. Virements is illegal. Warrant is a legal instrument. Warrant is issued by the commissioner on behalf of the governor, addressed to the Accountant General, copy to the Auditor General. So that let us leave that one there to save time. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, sir. Oladele Rashid, your name, your ministry.
Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the lecture. We really appreciate you, sir. Because of the network, I mixed out on some of the lines you are giving when you're explaining. So I want you to please throw more light on this financial responsibility and government expenditure.
Okay, we'll do it. To save time, we try and save time. Okay, financial responsibilities. One, we see that somewhere around chapter 21 and 22, it was specifically written that you and I, we have responsibility under financial regulation. And one of those responsibilities is that there are some things in your offices, there are some things around you. If they got missed, you'll be personally responsible financially. It is called pecuniary responsibility. Let us leave that one there. There are several areas in which you also have financial responsibility. Let us go there. But under chapter 1, part 2, what they were saying is that there are some officers that have major responsibilities. Those officers, they are specifically listed inside financial regulation. Their functions, their responsibilities are specifically stated inside financial regulation. One of them is the accountant general. The next one is auditor general. The next one is accounting officer. The next one is sub-accounting officer. The next one is officer control expenditure. The next one is impress holder. The next one is revenue collector. Okay, we now try to summarize everything. We start from the top. We say that the governor has delegated his financial responsibility to the commissioner of finance. Commissioner of Finance will now give instruction to the accountant general. That instruction is called a warrant. That is that. Now, we now have the head of government organization, whether ministry or extra-ministerial department. Remember the public service rule. All government services are divided into two. We have ministries, we have extra-ministerial entities. Under extra-ministry, we have extra-ministerial department, we have commissions, we have institutions, we have parastatals, we have corporations. The heads of all these organizations, like vice chancellor of an institution, like medical directors of government hospitals, like director general of government corporations, like general managers of government companies, like permanent secretaries of government ministries, all of them are called accounting officers. And we say they may not be accountant by training. So all sub-accounting officers are accountants, but not all accounting officers are accountants, meaning that sub-accounting officers are also heads of account and they must be accountants. So we're coming from the top. We are talking about the role of governor, the role of commissioner to issue warrant, the role of account general to release funds, to safekeep money, to prepare financial records, to answer audit query, and so on and so forth, to deploy accountants to various MBA, to train accountants. That is, and we say that if you are asked about the rules of accountant general, the responsibility, and you don't know it, just think about an accountant in your own private company. What are they going to do for you? They keep your financial records, they prepare your account, they train your accountant, they keep your money, they help you collect money, they help you release money, they help you manage investment, they help you manage. Those are the things, manage debt. Those are the things specifically listed under financial as rules of accountant general. The rules of your own accountant in your business. Try to remember that. Okay, remember that those who are asking us questions, they are not wicked. They want to help us. So you must help yourself by saying something that makes sense. You don't need to cram anything at all. Just have good idea. Good, and you share knowledge, please, because you may forget if you read and you don't say, you don't share with anybody. So let's leave that one there. You know, we have talked about accountant general, we have talked about commissioner of finance, we have talked about governor, we have talked about auditor general. When auditor general, what is the rules of auditor general? They have the power under the constitution to audit government account and write report, audit report. The report will then be sent to the House of Assembly. Remember, House of Assembly are elected by the masses. So it is the masses that is looking at your account based on the resources, public resources in your custody. So the House of Assembly will now select people who have idea of accounting and finance. They call the Public Account Committee, PAC. They have about 6 functions. The Standing Committee of the House of Assembly. But let us leave that one there. The PAC will review the account, review the report, and summon the accounting officer, the heads of account, the accounting officer, and some other officers too. Okay, let us leave that one there. Other officers are revenue collector. He is responsible for collecting specific form of revenue. They don't allow one person to be collecting revenue, specific forms of revenue, meaning that you can have more than one revenue officer in an MDA. Let us leave that one there. We also say that in reality today, Lagos State has advanced. Most of our revenue are collected by technology, are collected by contractor, are collected by consultants, are collected directly into bank account, not by cash. Yet, you will see how people in your MDA, that will be doing this role, monitoring, recording, capturing, and reporting collection of revenue. We call them revenue officers. Another one is impress holder. We say impress holder and revenue collector, they are like opposite each other. Impress holder pay money, revenue collector collect money. However, impress holder are generally specifically pay petty expenses. They pay impress. Okay, the next one is officer controlling expenses. So that's the officer in charge of vote. He is in charge of certain votes, heads or sub-heads. So that is that about financial responsibility to safety. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Rosu. I think please let our question be brief, short. Jankalawi Afsat, your name, your ministry.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Jankala. We have Assistant Director Statistics, Office of Auditor General for Local Government. What I actually want to ask from our facilitator was, he was listing some causes of loss of funds. He said negligence, errors. So I want him to give us some of it so that we can explain on the basis. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Rosu, you have the floor, sir. Mr. Rosu. Unmute your text, sir.
Thank you very much. I was saying that she helped me to unmute before. Okay. We're talking about loss of funds. We're talking about loss of funds, and we say that there are some, sincerely, there are about 7 specifically listed. But we say that the exam is to support the system, to help everyone. So once we know about 4, 5 is okay. Number 1 is negligence. Negligence is when something happens accidentally, you are not doing it deliberately. So if it is proven that you are doing it is not deliberate. For example, how do I describe that? So negligence is there are some basic things you are expected to do and you didn't do it. Maybe you forget or something caused it. That's not, what can I use as an example? Okay, let me give an example. For example, now, when you collect money from people, you give them receipts. When you pay money to people, you buy something, you collect receipt. So if you forget to collect receipt, or you pay somebody, the person did not sign as an accountant, you pay somebody money, the person did not sign, whether you know intentional or intent is negligence. You don't do simple things, basic things you're supposed to do. Those basic things, you didn't do them, there's negligence. You are driving. We say that public service is like a vehicle that has 2 mirrors, public service rules and financial regulation. You want to overtake somebody, you want to join another lane while driving. You did not look the side mirror, that is negligence. You did not check financial regulation of public service before you take a decision, that's negligence. So negligence is the loss of fund or shortage of fund is because you fail to do basic things. It is not fraud though, it's different from fraud though. You fail to do basic things, I will explain. You fail to do basic things, made that intention or that is negligence. Now, when we say fraud, it means you have financial gain. When you do something, we don't care whether it's a mistake or not, but when you gain from that mistake, that one is called fraud. The other one is error. Now, I want to bring up to the level of auditing. I have my senior colleagues in the house. So when we say fraud and errors, error is called unintentional mistake. Let me take my phone away from this. Fraud is intentional mistake that result in financial gain. A fraud is deliberate misstatement, deliberate. Something is intentional and you gain from it, or somebody else gain from it, then it is called fraud. But if you do a mistake and nobody gain from it, we say it's a mistake, it's an error. So they are intentional and unintentional. So I mentioned 3 now. Negligence is when you fail to do basic thing that is expected of you. Okay, there are some people, when they open bottled water and they drink, they will not close it. When they open a container, they will not close it. When they open door, they will not close the door, and they make the door close. That is negligence. Something that is basically of a normal human being, every person, you fail to do it. That's negligence. The punishment for that is surcharge. They deduct from your salary until the money is complete. When you are implementing that decision, you make sure that officer is getting something home for his transport and basic need, not that you're removing the whole salary. That one is not allowed. So let's leave that one there. Negligence, fraud, error. What is the other one I mentioned? Theft. Theft means pilferage. Pilferage, Pilferage, when they steal something. So somebody steal. Okay, for example, you and I, we know ourselves that sometimes when you enter commercial bus, you will notice that some passenger, they will feel like they should not pay, or the conductor is not willing to give you your change back. So you can see that one is a case of theft. It's different from fraud, though. Fraud has to do with deception. People are not likely to know. This one, theft, is whether you know or you don't know. Damn. So it's different. So it mentioned theft. So let us leave it there, please. Thank you very much. I don't know whether there's any part of that question I didn't cover. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Please, if you know that they have asked the question you want to ask, please don't throw us back. You don't need to ask the question again. You should have learned from the earlier one. So please don't repeat any question. Thank you. You can only ask question if your own question is different for the earlier question. Thank you. Bisiri Kabiru, your name, your ministry. You have the floor. Unmute yourself.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
My name is Bisiri Kabiru, Minister of the Environment and Water Resources. I have 3 questions. In Financial Regulations number 2534, the Board of Inquiry and Board of Survey is lumped up. Can you unbundle it, or are they the same? Because when you are reading government vehicle,
Board of Inquiry and what, sir?
And Board of Survey. Board of Inquiry and Board of Survey. They are lumped up in Financial Regulations 2534 on page 173. So it's confusing.
Don't worry, it will not be on the same page. Don't worry, let's move on.
Okay. Number 2, in PSR, surcharge is a sanction, while in FR, in these laws of fund, we are to regard it not as a sanction. Number 3, what is the difference between surcharge and recovery? And is surcharge a subset of recovery, or are they different? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So that I don't want to forget any part of the question. I'll start from the last one. Surcharge is a strategy for recovery. Surcharge is a strategy for recovery. We do surcharge. You deduct from people's salary because you want to recover what government lost. So it's an avenue to recover what government lost. So it's a strategy for recovery. It's a method of recovering lost money. That is surcharge. So it's one of the solutions. When you say strategy or methods, it's one of the solutions you prefer if you want government to recover what it lost. So that is surcharge and recovery. The second one, you said that surcharge is a sanction, and it's a sanction under PSR, Rabi, and it's a recovery under financial regulation. I think I got that question correct. Okay. So what we want to say, in both cases, it's a sanction, but it's a mild one. It's when they feel that you are innocent. You commit offense, but you are innocent. You didn't do it intentionally. That's why they do surcharge in financial regulation. Under public service rule, they think they believe that is a punishment. In either case, the person concerned will suffer. Therefore, we say it's a sanction, it's a punishment in either case. But under financial regulation, It is when they believe that, well, it is mild, it is not intentional, it's a result of negligence, it is not fraud. This person, the money we gave him did not complete truth. But he didn't gain from it. That means it's not a fraud. He didn't do it deliberately. That's negligence, and so on and so forth. So let us leave down there. The first question, sir, please help me. I want to remember the first question. No, I think you say board of survey and board of survey and board of inquiry. Board of survey, I think it's board of survey and board of inquiry. Let me quickly say that. Okay, board of survey versus board of inquiry. Okay, let's just look at it. Board of inquiry in either financial regulation or public
Mr.
service rule.
Bisiri, you can repeat the question. Hold on,
That
sir.
number
Let him
one.
repeat the question. Mr.
Okay.
Bisiri,
Yes, sir.
can you repeat that question?
Yes, the question, yes, you got it, sir. The question is
Okay,
Board of Inquiry and Board of Survey. They are both lumped up in that financial regulation number where they are specifying the composition. This may come up as CBT questions. That's why I'm asking the expert. I'm a scientific officer. Are they the same? This and that, this and that. Thank you.
They are not the same. They are not the same, but the composition is similar. The composition is similar. Let me give you an example. In under procurement, they will say procurement planning committee. It is the first committee, it's the biggest committee. So in practice, they can put all the HODs as part of procurement planning committee and make the accounting officer as the head. For example, planning committee. They will now say procurement, parasocial tender board, ministerial tender board, which is the main procurement committee. That one, they can use the same set of people for that one. They can do it together on the same day, but it doesn't mean that the committee, it could be the same set of people, the same composition, but it's on different purpose. Procurement planning committee is to plan the procurement before the beginning of the year to the end of the year. That is from year 2025 against 2026. From year 2025, they'll start planning for 2026 up to the end of 2026. They'll keep replanning. That procurement planning committee. But procurement parasocial tender board, which is the main committee, can comprise of the same people, but that one is to attend to what we want to buy, how to buy it, how to do it, who to supply, who. So that is that. So now back to your question, sir. Board of survey and board of inquiry, the composition can be the same. They can be, it could be the same set of people in your MDA based on prescription of financial regulation. It doesn't mean that they are the same. So board of inquiry, I have mentioned the instances. Go and look at that slide. The reason why will you have a board of inquiry? Why? Is to investigate further and come up with a report. But when is, if there is a fraud, you are sure there is fraud. If it is substantial, you know that the money is much. If it involves a group of people, more than one per a gang, that is 3. If they have been doing it before, that's another one. I mentioned about 6 there. Go and check that slide. So that is board of inquiry. But board of survey has different purpose and multiple purpose indeed. You can see board of inquiry is to inquire, is to do investigation, to do findings. One singular purpose, mainly one. They can now give them what do they call it? This they can give the additional responsibilities. There's a way we call this additional responsibility. So that one, let us leave that one there. But board of survey may be because they want to sell government property legitimately. That's burden of assets. You can do board of survey. So that board of survey has been used, I say multiple purpose. It can be used for different things. Board of survey can be used for different things. Remember, at the end of the financial year, Accountant General will send some people to your place, usually 3 in number. Usually they are 3. Usually they are middle cadre officer, they are not senior officer. Usually they are accountants from different MDA. They bring them together about 3. They call them board of survey. What do they want to do? They want to check your cash book, your voodoo. They want to see the physical cash you have on December 34th. They will count it in people's presence. They will record, you will sign, they will sign. That's what board of survey do in that aspect. But the board of survey they were talking about here, it is still board of survey. It is not 3 people from different MDO. This is people within the organization. And what they want to do is to determine, we want to sell unserviceable items. How much, to who, at what price, to what place, to what persons, in what manner. So that is that. But in practice, they can be the same set of people, but they are not doing the same work. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. I can see that you have read that chapter 25. Thank you. Thank you for reading that area.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bisiriyu. I think I will advise every one of us to have their PSR with them. I have sent the soft copy to our channel,
Thank
and
you,
so
sir.
that whenever we have any call like this, you just have it up by your side and go in line with us. Mr. Bisiriyu, thank you once again for that question. Yesterday, Olabode, your ministry, your name and your ministry. Yesterday, unmute yourself. Okay. Modukpe Babatunde. Modukpe Babatunde, unmute yourself.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
We thank you for Mr. Rosso for that impactful section. My question, I'm from Office of State Auditor General.
Okay, ma'am.
My question goes thus. I want to know the difference between special interest. The question is in two ways, excuse me. The difference between special interest and standing interest. That's number one. Number two, I want to know the ways we can improve revenue for government.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, ma'am. So special interest and standing interest, there are two types of interest. First, we should know that interest is a form of advance. Somebody mentioned advance earlier on. Advance is the money you pay to people ahead before the voucher is ready or before certain procedures is being taken. So we have two major classes of interest. We have special interest and standing interest. I want to describe before I explain. I want to describe with example. So if Mr. Governor is coming to your MDA tomorrow, Mr. Governor is coming to your MDA on Monday, the permanent secretary may say, "Oh, Mr. Taiwo, oh, Mrs. Kende, you go and see the accountant, collect 50,000, you take 70,000, you take 200,000, cut all the grasses, you use it to make sure there is refreshment." What they were doing, they want to make sure that everything is in proper shape, but there is no time to prepare voucher. That money is an advance. And it's a special interest because governor will not come back the following day or the following week or the following month. It is a non-repetitive function. If it is non-repetitive, it is a special interest. And at the end of the financial year, or at the end of that activity, the remaining money will be returned to COFFA, COFFER, return to COFFA, or return to chest, 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 return to chest, or return to COFFA, government COFFA, that is return to treasury. You return the money for special interest. But for standing interest is run from January to December throughout the financial year. Any money that remains on standing interest, you will get reimbursement. For example, you become the PS of your MDA, and so you don't have time to be buying recharge card, to be buying pure water, to be buying refreshment for your visitors. You now say, okay, my secretary, confidential secretary, or my PA, or my clerical officer, accountant should be giving the person 100,000 every month. Now, if the person collect 100,000 in January, and the person now come, I have finished 100,000. In fact, then something is wrong. The money cannot be exactly the same. The person would have spent lesser or higher than 100 within certain time. Now, usually, we expect the person to spend lesser. So you give the person 100,000 in January. Maybe at the end of January, the money remains 11,000. It means the person has spent 89,000. In February, the person will only collect 89,000, not another 100,000. That is called reimbursement. That is to say, standing interest is reimbursable. the person will be getting the balance they spend to update back to the float. The initial money, the initial capital is called float. Don't worry, they won't give us problem to the extent. But for standing and the standing interest and special interest, standing interest and special interest, special, thank you very much. Special interest, special is one off for a particular purpose, and at the end, after achieving that purpose, the balance will be returned to chest or returned to coffer or returned to treasury. Okay, but for standing interest, it will be reimbursed as they are spending it after the end of the period. After they will be reimbursed for multiple purposes. In fact, one of the criteria, one of the characteristics or attributes or qualities or tenet of impress is that you may not even know the purpose as at the time you are given the money. They may use all the money to buy pure water this month. The next month, they may use the money to buy both recharge card and A4 papers. So you may not be able to predict the purpose. Those are part of the characteristics of an impress. So that is that. Thank you very much. What is the second question? I thought it's two questions.
The question says ways we can improve government revenue.
Oh, thank you, ma. Well, in most interviews, I don't know what will happen this year, but we always discover that they ask about revenue. So the question will now depend on how we are working. But let's start from general before we go to specific. Generally, government, we get more revenue, we get more money when we block loopholes. How do you block loopholes? You improve internal control system. You are an auditor, you get what I'm saying? You improve internal control system. So that is that. So how do you improve internal control system? You can do training for both accountant and auditor. You can strengthen the system where you're supposed to put cameras, depending on the kind of operation they do there. You put cameras where they're supposed to have double lock. Remember, financial regulation say that you go to somebody's house, you see a safe. Financial regulation say that the safe must have double lock. You have the combination or digital one or the key, and then you have the iron bar. Go and see that in financial regulation. Those are the basic things we need to be doing. The account department is supposed to be under concrete head. The safe supposed to be built into the wall with concrete around. They were specifically written in financial regulation. So that is, we say blocking loophole. Let's leave that one there. Then government may give incentives to our clients. Those who are, for example, if you are in a school or in a hospital, government can say those who pay in advance may get so tax rebate, rebate or holiday. For example, for tax revenue, government can give rebate for self-assessment. Citizens who willingly bring in their taxes, government should give them rebate. It is done all over the world that when you willingly, you voluntarily pay tax on time, then government will give you rebate. So let us leave that one. They can also use digital technology, digitalization, so to reduce human interference. They ask you to go and collect, oh, this person is my neighbor, he's supposed to pay 10,000. Let me give him, madam, please bring 5,000. That is detrimental to the growth, inimical to the progress of government. And so when you reduce human interference by deploying technology, government revenue will improve. Another one is outsourcing. There are some things that government is spending money to do, but they can be better done by the private sector. So let me give you an example. In some places, instead of government to hire cleaners and hold them pension gratuity as future liability and give them hold them when it comes to increasing, government will just look for a firm that would do certain aspects and be paying that one at a reasonable amount, not higher amount, at a reasonable amount. So that is that. We have talked about incentives, product differentiation. In fact, we can see all this in books. Product differentiation is when you are selecting. Let me give you an example. Hello, are we together?
Yeah, we are together.
Okay. You can customize product for certain citizens. If you go to some St. Nicholas Hospital in Lagos, they have a floor, top floor, rooftop, for people that have money, they are willing to pay anything to see doctor. If you go to LUT, Lagos University Teaching also that federal one in Idaraba, they have what they call LUT initiative, special facility for wealthy people. See, you are willing to pay 100,000 to see doctor. These people are willing to, the same doctor, because they know they are sound. So these people are willing to pay $1 million to see the same person that you are complaining 10,000 about. So it's called product. So government can create special products for some citizens that are willing to pay. So government will make more money from that area. Whatever service you are doing, government can have a window for some class of citizens. We have good hands in government. Government university have good professors. Government school have the best set of doctors in Nigeria. So, and people are willing to pay this set of people in private facility at high. So government should create an avenue for them. There are so many other things. We put them on paper in books. We can see them. So that is that. Thank you. But in your MDA, please, in your MDA, if you're senior, you must know what they are doing and how to improve their revenue. It will depend on where you are. So the solution to that will be specific, but we should know about the general and then come to our level for specific. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Please, that's why I'm trying to share my slide to write down Mr. Rasul number so that because we won't be able to take all the questions because of the time. We still have another class by 7 o'clock, and we don't want to waste much of our strength here. But at the same time, I will pick some questions. But if I didn't pick you, please don't be annoyed. It's due to the time. This is after 1, I think, to 2 now. So we need to go and do another. We still have another thing to do. So Moyo Akamo, Akamo, you have the floor. Your name, your ministry.
Good afternoon, Mr. Wilson.
Good afternoon, Elijah. Good afternoon, ma. Erama.
And good afternoon, my dear brother, Mr. Onoson. Mine is not a question, it's just a reaction on the question by an officer who was trying to find out regarding opening of domiciliary accounts. If a public servant can open a domiciliary account. And then I want to say that, yes, a public servant can open a domiciliary account as long as that officer meets the standard requirements of opening an account, but prohibited in having a foreign account. There's a difference between having a foreign account and having a domiciliary account. And the public servants have to have such amounts that it will not indicate that that officer is either corrupt or involved in corrupt practices. Also, in line with the Code of Conduct Bureau, an officer can open a domiciliary account, but there are some other conditions that are stated. So I will ask that officers should read the CCPO and the Code of Conduct Bureau regarding this. That's my contribution. Thank you.
Thank you, Elijah. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma, for that input. Johnson Olubisi. After Johnson Olubisi, we see how many questions on the chat box and on our YouTube channel. Johnson Olubisi, you have the floor. Your name and your ministry.
Thank you very much, sir. Hello, sir.
You're welcome. You are welcome, man.
Thank
you have the
very
floor.
much for the lecture, sir. My name is Johnson Olubisi Olusheyi, Assistant Chief Enforcement. I'm from Ministry of Environment, Largest Sky, precisely, sir. My question is this, sir. In the beginning, you mentioned 5M, sir. I was able to get 3. That is number 1. Okay. Secondly, sir, you talk about the accounting officer of an agency. In a situation whereby we have the account officer in our agency, we have the admin and HR, and we have the transport head. when there is the problem concerning the use of vehicle, who will be responsible, sir? Thank you, sir. That's my question, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
Go ahead, sir. Okay, unmute
Okay.
yourself now, sir.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. I was unable to unmute. Okay, so okay, about the 5 M's of management, how did we come about that? If we look at still chapter 1, I remember, where they were describing, they explained the meaning of accounting officer. They now say they are the one in charge of human resources, financial resources, and other resources. Now, interpretation, we now venture into management side, we now discover that there are 5 M's. All the resources can be grouped into 5. The money, that's financial resources, money. The first one is men, the human resources. Men, money, or we say man, money. Materials, those are the logistics. Then machinery, those are the assets you have. And then methodologies, those are the public service, financial regulation, government policy. When you put them together, you form a system. The person that was superintendent over this system is called accounting officer, in line with chapter 1 of financial regulation. Man, money, machine, material, and methodology. Man, money, machine, material, and methodology. It's also available online to verify. Okay, the second question is the second question is the second question. I'm sorry.
Who asked that question? Raise your hand again. Let me.
The second question. I remember now. Oh my God. The second question.
I thought you have a book there that you are writing it down.
No, sir. What's the second question?
Okay.
Okay. I've gotten a paper.
Okay. Okay. No problem. I can't remember. Okay, I think it's Olubusola that has that question. Olubusola, are you the one that asked the question? Okay, let's proceed. No worries, sir. Oluwakemi Atoki, you have the floor. Oluwakemi Atoki, your name, your ministry.
Thank you, sir. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for the educative section. I am Kemi Atoki. I'm a Deputy Director from Ministry of Environment and Water Resources. My question goes thus, misappropriation of funds. Is it one of the causes of loss of funds? And if yes, please explain misappropriation of funds. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Misappropriation of fund is when money when money are being misappropriated. Okay, what do we mean by misappropriated? You know, when we say appropriation, it means budgets. Appropriation law, it means approved budgets. So misappropriation, you violate the way it is being appropriated. What is appropriated? To appropriate. They have distributed the money into different lines for different purposes. Different lines, different item, line item for different purposes. Since they have an amount in front of this, is codified into law, is already a law. That means you violated the budget, you violated the law. The budget is the law. So misappropriation means, one, money are not being used for the intended purposes. So if you are reading financial review at any point, you always see that statement. Money are to be used for their intended purposes. If not, if you violate that statement, it means you have misappropriated. So interpretation, it means that money that is used for stationery, if I spend it for my personal, I have missed it. I have missed the appropriation. I have misappropriated it. I have violated the law. You use it for personal purposes and other things. The money that is to be used for stationery, you use it to buy fuel because there's no light. It is still misappropriation. You violate the appropriation law. So there are different examples. There are different, if you use for personal purposes, it's that you didn't use for the intended purpose. If you misapply it, you use it for another, you apply it elsewhere, which is misapplication. It will also rank as misappropriation. So generally, when you violate what the budget says, the budget is the law, then it is called misappropriation. It could be in form of theft, it could be in form of fraud, it could be in form of negligence. Negligence, remember, negligence is you didn't know, you didn't mean to do it, you didn't gain from it. It's not a fraud. It is still misappropriation. So that is that. Thank you very much, man. Thank you for that.
Thank you, sir. I will pick only one person more on that.
Sir,
I have to.
sir, I got it now. I've been monitoring the chat. I now decide somebody has helped us with that question. The second question of that, madam, is who is responsible? Who is responsible when there is problem with the use of vehicles? So if we look at chapter 20, yes, chapter 20, there is transport officer. This is it. There is a driver, lowest level. There is a transport officer on top of it. There is a director of admin on top of it. Now there is head of account at the same level as in working as a or with concurrent jurisdiction. It may not be the same grade level, but it's a level of operation with the head of admin. Those people must know, and the matter to be taken to the accounting officer. So that is it. It now depends on what happened. Now, it could be carelessness of the transport officer. Okay, driver there lo money be. It's your own negligence. Go and your driver. So it is you that fail to do what you're supposed to do. In that case, it will now be the transport officer that will bear the brunt. That does not vindicate the driver. It doesn't mean the driver will not start punishment. It is mainly so it depends on what happened. Director of admin and HR has major responsibility. Director of accounts have key responsibility because all these things will eventually get to the Ministry of Finance. Most things around accidents and other things like that related to the vehicle get in form of report to the Ministry of Finance. So that is that. So, but then the main culprit, the person to blame will depend on the nature of the offense, the nature of the matter. So that is it. So if it is an accident, okay, I remember something now. Under that law, if you look at chapter 20, you will discover that it was said that if there is a criminal case pending against anybody, it could be driver, it could be TO, it could be anybody, pending against anybody regarding government vehicle. It could be an accident, it could be theft, it could be anything relating to government vehicle. You should not take disciplinary measure against that person. You hold on and wait for the result of the court first. So it means that it could be the driver that is arrested, somebody charging. It could be the transport officer went there to slap another person or for any other reason. So it depends. It could be any other person that took law into their hand in respect of government vehicle. So who to blame, who will bear the brunt will depend on the particular circumstance in question. But the line of reporting is like that. It is your own personal driver, but it's called government official vehicle. If there is a problem, you report to the director of admin through the transport officer. It doesn't matter whether it's you know the PS or you are the PS. It doesn't matter. The matter should follow proper channel. Pass through transport officer to director of admin, inform the accountant. They go, is that financial implication? No. Remember, we have assets register. Anytime they're asking for assets, it is the head of account that they will summon. There is vehicle register. It's different from this vehicle law book and vehicle control book. This one is amount, the value of the vehicle and depreciation, improvement on the vehicle, all those things. So that is that. Thank you very much. Just saw that on the chat. Thank you. Any other question?
Thank you, sir. Okay, one more on the call before we call it a day.
Okay,
Omotunde Oyedeji. Unmute yourself. Omotunde. Okay. I think Omotunde is not with us. Okay, let me check the chat box. Thank you so much. The transport, but I don't understand. Okay. Okay. Because of the time, I will let's call it a day. Baliki Solua Sheun. Okay, I will pick you, but please, I'll send our Telegram channel to the chat box in case you want the update, and I'll send the YouTube channel also to the chat box if you miss any of our section. But I will implore you that you should join us on our Telegram channel, because I'm seeing some question here that when are we getting class for PSR? Please join our Telegram channel for more update of our sessions and other material, because someone is asking for audio. We cannot send audio here. This is Zoom. So, but on our Telegram channel and other channels like WhatsApp channel, by the grace of God, as from Monday, we start rolling out our the audio version of all our sessions for them to have it. But for the meantime, go to our YouTube channel, access to our library, subscribe. The reason why you need to subscribe is to compensate our efforts so that we can be part of YouTube community. Subscribe and access to all our video. We have like 34 sessions there, comprises of all what entails procurement, accounting, and what have you. Just mention what you need to know. We have all of them there on our YouTube channel library. Please subscribe to appreciate us. This call is free, and the only help you can use to pay back to us is to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Lastly, let me pick up, before I pick up again, Lukman. If you still need a copy of that book, call on Mr. Rasul or call me. We'll get it down for you. Again, Lukman, you have the floor, your name, your ministry.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, my name is Agge Lukman Olarewaju, Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, LASTMA.
Okay.
Sir, I just want to implore our lecturer to please kindly run through chapter 20 for we that were able to meet up with the class due to some glitch in the course of we are starting the second session. I just a request.
Mr.
Hello,
Lukman,
sir.
are you still with us, Mr. Lukman?
Very much, sir. Very much, sir.
Okay. The facility will attend to you now, but I will send my number to the chat box. You can private chat me or join our Telegram channel for more questions. We are trying to extend this program to LASTMA channel.
Okay.
So that LASTMA people can benefit from these too. We want to carry everybody along. Do you understand, sir? So you can
that would be highly appreciated, sir.
I will send my number to chat box now. Pick it from there, private chat me. And no, okay. Mr. Razu, are you ready for his question, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead,
So
sir.
the person was requesting that we run through chapter 20. Chapter 20 is government vehicle. Government vehicle. So some of the key areas that we mentioned earlier, and we even have some few questions that we have answered on it, that we should always note that government vehicle is an important asset of the government, and they are being deployed to enhance the operation of the system for the benefit of all and not for personal use. It was repeatedly mentioned that it is not for personal use, that we must attach drivers specifically to different vehicles. That is, whenever we have more than one vehicle and we have more than one driver, we should ensure that a particular driver is handling a particular vehicle like his own personal office. Although such driver will be getting permission before taking out the vehicle, because there will be a logbook that will be showing the movement. They went out for this purpose on certain day for certain purpose at certain time. When they return, they will register it. You know, drivers have their own office, small office too. Whenever the motor is going out and coming, they will down the driver will personally record it and sign. I'm the one that is taking this motor out with madam for certain point in so place. Vehicle logbooks is important. There are other books that they also expect us to keep, but the purpose of time, I only mention vehicle control register. There is also requisition and approval journey. There is a vehicle maintenance register. The names explain them. For example, vehicle maintenance register is to show records of maintenance. There is another one that is called service chart. That one is to be prepared by transport officer, that will show records or history or servicing. On so day we change oil, on so day, and the next one is going to be maybe on June 12, we're going to service again. That is to be done by transport officer. And somebody asked a question too, that we will be responsible when there is a problem with vehicle. For example, maybe a damage or a theft. Okay. If you look at first paragraph of that chapter 20, they emphatically state that control of government vehicle lies within the accounting officer. And so therefore, since it is the responsibility of the accounting officer, if there is a major problem, the query will go to the PS. The PS will send it to the head of admin. Head of admin will send it to transport officer. Transport officer will also give query to the driver concerned. However, it depends on what happened. It could be the fault of transport officer, or fault of admin, or fault of accountant, because it could be somebody deliberately want to sabotage the system. They didn't give them money for fuel, or they didn't make proper arrangement. That reminds me, that regulation that chapter 20 also say that you should have an arrangement with filling station. And those filling stations, you tell them that you'll be coming, the drivers will be coming, the transport officer should go there with the driver. This particular vehicle number LA101-202 will be coming to get fuel here. The filling station will be keeping record, the driver will be keeping record, the transport officer will be supervising it. And it has to be with the knowledge of admin and account, head of admin, because it has financial implication. So the accountant will now to process the payment. So those are the things mentioned under chapter 20. So that is that. To save time, that is what we have there under. Unless you have another question that will make me remember further things to touch, but I think we treated some question around that area too. Thank you very much for that question.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Once again, this is phone number of Mr. Rasul. If you want to get the copy, which I will recommend, strongly recommend to have this copy. I believe, and I'm sure if you get this copy, you will call me and thank me. Please, this book is well detailed, and any other material that we know that is very useful to you concerning the forthcoming promotion exercise, I will surely definitely carry you along, update you. Please don't just buy any book anywhere, because during this promotion, I know that some people will be patronizing, uh, uh, running around the corridor for you to buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that. Don't just buy book. Don't waste your money. Stick to this channel. Stick to our community. Access our YouTube channel. You have everything it takes. At times, it's not to buy book the issue, but to read, the time to read. You might not have that time. Remember, there is no what is it called? That this grammar, there is no, let me tell you, there is no leave for promotion exercise. That okay, those eligible officers should go on leave so that they can study. No. So as you are preparing, you are still doing your your schedule, you are still doing your schedule in office. So the taxing, you are still multitasking in your office. So by saying you want to start reading, before you read this and they call you, Mr. Jamiu, come and do this, you run around, you forget where did I. So that's why I said, please join our Telegram channel. We will send the audio. That
Sir,
audio
help us share the link. People are asking for the link for the Telegram. They want to join the
I've
Telegram.
sent it, I've shared it,
Many
and
people
just
are still
scroll up.
asking on this chat, sir. On this chat, help us post it there. People are still asking for it, so
Okay,
that they
I've
can
sent it.
join us on the Telegram and catch
I've
up with
sent it now.
everything.
I've
Thank you,
sent
sir.
it now. So the purpose of why joining our Telegram link is Mr. Rasul is there live. Like I said, Mr. Rasul is one of our pioneer stakeholder and a founder of this public service knowledge hub. So we have many professionals in different cadre that will answer your question there, or you can put call through. Please get the book and go to our YouTube channel. From our Telegram, we start sharing the audio. By then, you can be in your car, be listening to it instead of listening to music, because we discover on the research that what the music we listen to stick more than what we read. So if you continue to listen to it, there is no way when you get to the promotion exercise, whether the CBT or what have you, it will ring out. The song will come up that, oh, this, that. Immediately you see the question. So subscribe, then I promise you we start sending the audio. I will call it a day today so that we can prepare for the next class, and leave Mr. Rasul alone to go and do other things. You still have many class to attend to. As our norms here on our program, we call on one participant to just appreciate the facilitator on behalf of participant. Please, I will call on our auntie here, Mrs. Oluwakemi Atoki. Can you please just unmute yourself and appreciate our facilitator on behalf of the participants? Mrs. Kemi, please.
Thank you so much. We are
Thank you,
very grateful to our facilitator, to our coordinator. We pray that God will continue to bless you, increase your knowledge. And as public servants, we want to appreciate you for that very impactful, educative, insightful section that we just had. God bless you and thank you so much. Thank you
Amen.
so much.
Thank you, ma.
Thank you, ma. Thank you very much, ma. OCFR, I believe you don't want to ask question. No time for question. If you want to add to the appreciation, unmute yourself. OCFR Aguda. Okay. Maybe you are playing with that. Okay, no problem. Okay. Once again, thank you very much. Before we end the call, let me please look at the screen and copy Mr. Rasul number. I have my reason of hammering on this. I have my reason. So it's not because of anything. It's just because of your progress in your career. Thank you very much. Once again, thank you for your time. Thank you for the earlier delay, and thank you for your patience. God bless you all. In advance, I wish you all more successfully in your upcoming promotion exercise. Goodbye,
Thank you,
and
sir.
let's prepare for the next class. Bye.